Look at that handsome man.
Is that Cthulhu behind you?
Actually, yeah, is that Cthulhu? What the fuck is that?
What is it? It's curtains with a kind of elaborate pattern of
It looks like tentacles.
it's a snake. It's kind of morbid actually. It's death themed. There's a dead pigeon or dove that's being strangled by a snake, and there's an egg, and there's like those big flowers that smell like rotten meat.
I'm sorry. That is the most metal thing I've ever heard in my
It is.
life. And also, I really need one.
It's a cool pattern.
And it's all paisley.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a paisley look. It's
Max,
cool.
all you got behind you is the Mexican flag.
Yeah, Kevin, that's a Mexican flag.
So you guys made your way to Leibmodnum after fending off nothing less than physical manifestations of the Fey Queen, scattered sort of alongside many of the many that you encountered there, and you managed to hold off the Fey Queen at least long enough for people to escape. And then you made your way to not Xantum, Leimodnum, which is on the border of the Xantum Empire, a border which, as you said, is somewhat contested. And found that the forces of the Fey Queen, the military forces, had assembled at least a portion of them, with thousands of troops in attendance. You saw, of course, the banners of Sobel, the banners of Melnikov, and you opted to try and invade the commander's tent. And I just kept asking Ryland to make skill checks until eventually he failed one. So you do it enough times, and someone will fail.
We would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for that meddling Ignit.
I could have used my last inspiration, but
that was I'm not even. It probably does seem like I was like fishing for a failure. And maybe it was a tiny bit, but that was seriously the last one I was going to make you guys make. I wasn't going to make you make any more checks to get out of there. You'd already like passed 5 stealth checks to get in.
And you gave him a strength check of all things for the last one.
Well, I had to make it.
Ryland.
Had to make it hard for him.
Yeah, honestly, I just grabbed my entire backup character, and now the next one is solely strength based. Thanks.
Okay.
I should have just taken Cat with me.
One bungled attempt to pick up a large metal ingot, and things got a little crazy. Sobel demonstrated some impressive capabilities in sort of tossing you guys around like ragdolls. But before you could make good on any escape, or he could make good on any attempt to do something more deadly to you, this masked figure intervened, and begged of Sobol to allow him to take Ryland into his custody.
While Vengeance got yeeted into a fucking tent from 20 feet.
Vengeance got
picked up in the arms of an angel.
And then I got yeeted from the arms of an angel 20 feet off the ground.
That still sounds like a win to me.
But the long and short of it is that whilst all of this chaos was happening in the tent, it may have been less than deliberate, but it created a somewhat ideal distraction as people were dealing with the aftermath of that. The rest of the group was able to advance forward, moving through checkpoints, or rather flying overhead, not moving through checkpoints. You guys flew in under cover of night, and with few eyes on the skies, you were able to advance into the city of Lymadnum proper. So that only leaves a few questions left to answer, or maybe all of the questions. I don't know where I was going with that statement.
I will be recruiting the Okochniki into the Ursuletian, by the way.
The Okoshniki are they're pretty dedicated troops, you know.
Well, I mean, they're dedicated to a realm, and if the realm suddenly isn't there anymore, I mean, I guess they,
Gonna be
I guess they have nowhere else to go,
absorbing the the elite troops into the Ursa Legion.
The elite only attract the elite.
Okay.
Why are they attracted to you?
Excuse me. Elite.
So, what this masked figure going by the name of Soren has done has basically been to escort Ryland through the streets of Lymatham and suggest that perhaps his erstwhile companions meet with meet with him and Ryland in at the furnace, which is that large structure that you see in the picture. Ryland, and for that matter, the others in your party as you're flying overhead, you can see that the town is sort of in a strange state as you pass through it or over it. There seems to be a fair amount of activity, and you can see that many of the townsfolk seem to be kind of battening down the hatches, boarding up windows, and sort of barricading doors. Even in some cases, setting up what look like, um, you know, sort of small scale defenses in streets, and especially around the bridge itself. You'll notice that. Let me move Mr. Soren out of the way here. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying this because it's not as if it's actually in this picture, but there is like a tower situated on the left bank there that sort of overlooks the bridge and offers some sort of protection on it. You can see torchlights up there and people that are moving supplies up there. It looks like there's a couple of ballistas that are stationed up there. And those of you in the sky, as you fly in with the cover of night, you can probably make out something else. Of course, there are the lights and activity of Lymadnum itself and the numerous campfires of the army camped just outside. But you can also spy a faint glow on the horizon. There are mountains, of course, and ridges and rugged terrain that Lymadnum is situated right up against, right where all the mining happens at the foot of the mountains. But deeper in to the south, you can see that there seem to be more lights amongst the foothills. However, take you to the furnace.
These lights we're seeing like across this way.
Sorry, I wasn't looking where.
Like in the opposite direction of the army.
Yes, like on the far side of the foothills and like the mountain ridges and stuff.
So potentially across the border to Xantum.
Xantum does lie that way.
So it could potentially mean that there's another army over there.
I need to get Ryland. And Mr. Soren. And the others. By the time you catch up with Ryland, and sort of lightly touch down at the point that he is indicating, you're sort of putting down outside of these massive walls that encircle the furnace. And you can see that Ryland and Soren are situated outside of it. The furnace is busy, even at this hour, even after dark. You can see that there are plenty of workers who are moving amongst some of the outbuildings, and it looks like there's a changing of shifts going on, and there is... Where's my PCs at? No, that's this, not the PCs. Shit, keep doing this. Sorry. There is light and smoke and fire rising from the furnace's chimney, which indicates that it is still working even at this hour. Let me get you guys on the map. 7. A group of you probably touched down right around here. Vengeance, I'm gonna fix your token one day.
I was about to say, I feel like we're gonna go to this next map, and I'm gonna be like all the way somewhere the fuck else.
For simplicity, we're gonna say that you've there's no dynamic lighting on this map, is there?
Nope.
No,
We know your secrets.
it all went black.
I'm gonna just stop the
As it
recording and
should.
go back and pause.
You know, the one thing I did not do was put light sources on this map, so I'm just gonna turn on the daylight mode. But yeah, you've sort of touched down outside of this massive wall as Soren seems to be conferring with someone. He's gone up to the front gate, and you see that there's a sort of like stone plaque that's been embedded in the wall, and he's got one hand on it, and perhaps obviously you can't see his features behind that mask he wears, but something in his body language suggests that he's somewhat irked.
That Soren's irked?
That Soren is irked, yes.
I imagine everyone touches down softly and just walks up to me behind them, like huffing and puffing, like
A little,
it took forever to get here.
a little muddy, cold. Maybe he, I don't know if he crossed the bridge or went through the river, but
How'd you guys get here so fast?
What?
hour of flight.
Of course y'all fucking flew. Of course you flew.
Um, I think you flew too, didn't you? I think I saw a little vengeance shaped flailing, from a shape. How are you? Also,
Looks down.
Ryland, how are you?
I had better days.
Are you still
Yes.
in the like hamster ball right now?
No, it would have gone away by now. It's only good for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to introduce us to your new friend?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Soren, these are my compatriots. The ones you asked me to contact for whatever unknown reason. That is surely not a trap that you were laying or anything.
Not to
He-
jump like the tent, with Slab.
He finally he takes his hand off of the plaque on the wall there, and he turns towards you, and he says, "No, there is no attempt at deception here. Only difficult relations at the moment. Relations which must be handled delicately. For example," and he gestures towards the plaque, and he says, "It seems that my name still carries the respect it deserves amongst the nobility of the realm. However, my own business partner is rather having a difficult time seeing eye-to-eye socket with me."
Oh, that's that's real unfortunate here. I'm sorry about that, but who? I know you said you're Soren, but like, what is your job here? Do you have a job here? What is? Just curious, cause Sobel kind of yielded to you pretty easily there.
My name, my family name, is Zamtomyov. And my ancestors and myself have owned these lands for many centuries. Unfortunately, it seems that few of my kin remember what it means to be a noble with land, with property, and have fled in pursuit of more comfortable positions, I imagine, amenities, leaving me to manage. And he kind of gestures broadly up towards the entire furnace and the town around him. Whatever this place has become.
Oh, okay. That's really good to hear. But on a different note, just so you know where we kind of stand with everything, what is your opinion on the Fey Queen?
My opinion is that she has, by some means, not entirely known to myself, driven my countrymen away from me, usurped my lands into her own so-called realm, and does not dare even to honor me with a visit.
I mean, I only speak for myself here, but she's really not all that. You're not missing out a whole lot on that visit. What about you, Kat? Did Fake Queen ever come visit your family estate?
Oh, absolutely. I assume. We we have a wonderful statue that was provided by the Fake Queen. There are tales of the Fake Queen visiting my uncle Radovan, or my grandfather Radovan. Excuse me, I'm a little, it is flu. Very unusual. But that's mostly hearsay. I have not met the Fake Queen in person. Um, since I until I came back. So I cannot say.
Indeed. He turns his mask towards Ryland and says, I would not expect one such as you to understand the importance of such a visitation. But as far as I am concerned, it is a slight. Now, if only I could find more reasonable minds around here. And he puts his hand to the plaque again. And you don't hear anything, but you can almost sense, like, by the gestures of his head and his shoulders, that he's, like, having a conversation with someone, and it's frustrating.
They
You,
are.
you
They
need
are.
help? You want someone else to talk to? I can, put in a word on your behalf here.
Oh yes. As long as they don't see his face, I'm sure it will be fine.
I'm pretty charismatic, if I do say so myself. Sir, laughing.
That is the funniest thing you've said since you've been here.
He kind of looks around at the lot of you, says, I am not sure that your voices are the ones that she wants to hear right now. After all, I'm having difficulty even convincing her to permit you entrance. However, the mask turns towards Safine. Perhaps another of Xantum blood might find the words that I struggle occasionally to voice.
Well, if I am some way able to get vengeance out of the predicament he got us all in.
What? I didn't do anything.
Just joking.
Yeah, then just why you do that?
Why don't you go to the gym, Ryland?
Gosh, such hostility.
But I would never give up the chance to talk with somebody.
And he bows his head slightly, steps to the side, and sort of gestures towards this plaque on the wall over here.
And this plaque is going to be talking to whom exactly again? The faith?
I may be the owner of this land, but the proprietor of the furnace itself, she goes by the name of... One moment, I have it here. She goes by the name of Tarasovna. Grishina Tarasovna.
And we're just trying to get in, right? Out of character. Sorry, I was putting water away.
I thought we were looking for the queen person. Is that what we're looking for? I don't know. Ryland seems to know people that we need to look for.
Right.
Yeah.
The Togren matriarch.
Yeah, that's why we came here. I don't know who he's trying to talk to.
I mean, if
And we're just trying to get into furnace for reasons.
It
I
is,
was
I imagine, the safest place in Lymadnum at the moment in order to discuss and perhaps to reach an arrangement. I understand that you are looking for someone important. Perhaps you do not have all of the details about what has been happening here lately. It would be best to discuss somewhere more private
Certainly.
and comfortable.
Certainly. So I'm going to go up to the plaque and, if it looks like you have to press something, I'll press it. If it looks like an intercom type system or whatever it is, I'm going to go up
Yeah.
to that and try to activate it.
Yeah. If you simply press
And
your palm to it the way that Soren did his silk gloved hand, then you hear a little bit of psychic feedback, so to speak, and then you hear a woman's voice in your head. Soren, for the last time, I am not letting them in here. You're only going to bring trouble into our business.
oh, but we're so much more than just trouble. You really should let us in. We can get to know you.
Who is this? Who gave you the secret password to have direct communications with me?
You did. You started the connection. You must have wanted to talk to me.
Uh, no,
I
this
mean,
is some trick. I know. Soren is there. Put him back on. Put him back on with me. Tell him to get out of here.
but all we're looking to is just talk in a place that's a little bit more secure.
What? You cannot find some private mansion or villa
Oh,
that
a
he has
private
tucked away in the
mansion.
mountains?
We could probably find it, but that's not really impressive. Someplace like this furnace that able to keep eyes away from peering too closely in. It's quite a feat of architecture.
Sabine. Who are you talking to? Is that the matriarch? Tell her we saw Nordronga.
We saw who?
Nordronga. Nordronga, whatever her name. We saw the small blonde
I'm being
dwarf.
I'm being told to name drop Norgrad by one of our party members. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes I don't pay attention to him. His face got scarred, and I don't bear to look at him anymore.
It seems best that you stop paying attention to that one. I don't know who you are talking about.
Okay. See, I need somebody knowledgeable about the area to fill us in and maybe give us some missing information that we've only, heard from one side. And I've been told that you're just a person.
Hmm. Why don't you give me a persuasion roll?
Yay.
Safine does the thing. You can tell that, especially when you sort of mention the grandeur of the furnace and everything. There's a little bit of pride that comes through in the voice in your head that says, "Yes, well, I do suppose that there is nobody else in this entire city that is as well informed or well positioned. If you merely want to talk, and you promise that you do not bring war with you, then perhaps there is room for discussion."
We're quite tired of war.
And with that, you hear the little psychic blip again, and then these great big doors begin to swing open. And Soren looks around, says, "Well done. Follow me if you will. Do you wish for the tour of the facilities or to keep your boots clean?"
I mean, the tour would be pretty
Uh,
cool.
yeah.
A-
I mean,
A towel would be nice.
it's something this grandeur, this much grandeur. I would love a tour.
Oh, I think we're supposed to follow.
You can follow me now. And as you step through these massive, thick walls that look like they're slabs of stone, but they don't even look like they are. They don't look like they've been constructed brick by brick. They almost look like somehow the stone was shaped, poured into place, and shaped there, or perhaps magicked that way. And it's plated with this glistening metal that almost looks like gold, or like a burnished copper. And the entire furnace sort of has this look of having been constructed, perhaps by even magical means, but certainly by more advanced means than your typical stonemason can manage. Um, but Soren leads you in through a grand set of double doors that are slid open, and you can see numerous workers moving, not only on the ground level here, but on a catwalk that is up above you, some tens of feet in the air. And as you enter in to this towering, large open room, Soren starts gesturing, pointing out the freshly cast ingots of metal to your left that have just been. Oh God, where's all
Melted.
my? Yeah, just smelted, but separated. Yeah, smelted out from the ore. And to the right, you see this huge stonework with pipes and a chimney running out of it, and it's just radiating heat, even though it's clear that it's an incredibly thick-walled structure. And Soren just kind of gestures to it and notes that it is, of course, the eponymous furnace. Um, Man, I'm real disappointed in myself. There was a time when I was making this map that I had all of the proper terminology in my head, but that was months ago at this point. So, um, you can see that there is this large crane that seems to be outfitted with the platform, and currently the platform is raised up to the higher level where it's resting on catwalks up there, and you can see that there's some sort of load of cargo. And as you continue further in, Soren points out that there is a control tower for the crane to the left in this sort of almost bunker-like building. Um, you can see that it it is the crane seems to be marked with arcane symbols that allow it to be operated remotely. And Soren also gestures to the mechanical billows, which is attached to a water wheel with, it seems like, a water source that runs right into the factory here, or the furnace, before continuing out. However, Soren himself does not go any further. It looks like back to the rear there's a sort of lower room You're imagine that you're in the space that is towering up probably 50, 60 feet, maybe higher. It's just this big open building. But towards the back there, you can see it's a much lower ceiling of only about 20 feet. And stationed there are dozens of mine carts, some of which are empty, some of which are in the process of being unloaded, and looking like they are ready to be received either from the mines or sent back out to them. Soren doesn't kind of bother himself with that, though. He leads you through this doorway. If I can grab the thing. Oh, come on. Huh. But it's there, right? You guys can't see through it. Yeah, it's there, so why can't I grab it? Weird. Well, Soren opens the door to this bunker. You see more workers within, as well as a staircase that leads up to a higher level. And he climbs up the stairs, beckoning you all to follow. You notice I'll just move you guys in here real quick so you can see how it's set up. There's like a lower level there, and then there is this metal open graded catwalk that runs around the perimeter of it, and it's almost set up, cat to your eyes. It almost looks like a keep, like a little keep here, with good views of the rest of the furnace, and it's a very defensible position within the furnace, which seems perhaps a little odd, but Soren pays it no mind, keeps leading you up to the second level of this staircase. And then
Maybe like for a supervisor. Keep the workers in line, am I right? Huh?
Lymadnam does have a long history of unruly laborers.
Can't
It is.
imagine why.
May move you up a level. He leads you out through a metal door onto the rooftop of
What's
this
in your room? Okay.
structure.
And the money thing, like. Oh, okay.
And opens up what looks like a gold trimmed door on the second level, and leads you into much more opulent looking quarters. You can see that the floor is paved with fine marble, which is enhanced with little hints of gold flecks that have been embedded into it.
Sheesh, mans is running. Oh, Jesus.
Over here.
Are any of these doors open? So we can peek inside?
They are not, but they strike you just looking at this space you're looking through. It strikes you almost like offices.
Ugh. Bureaucrats.
That's where Cat draws the line.
That's too far for
Right.
me.
Office work.
Like murder to hire, but
There's a reason I became mercenary, yes?
And that is too large of a chair.
Ooh, but that is a nice looking chair.
No, it's a chair style chair. Chair. The point is, he leads you into a somewhat small but still very finely appointed room. Rather dark in here with the marble floor and the sort of dark, almost metallic looking walls. However, it seems that somebody has set up some chairs in here, almost like a sort of lounge. And there is a large plate of glass in the southern wall, which gives you a good view overlooking the operations of the furnace. Soren invites you to make yourselves comfortable. Please, sit. Especially you, he says, looking at Ryland and Vengeance. I'm sure your ordeal at the camp today has left you in need of some comfort.
So, how did the whole camp infiltration go?
Yeah.
it looks like it went pretty well since we're here.
Seems like it could have been worse.
What was up with that angel thing, by the way?
Oh, you know, that's just some emergency calls. I don't like
To
it.
Eldash?
Ah, it's useful in a pinch.
Can Zajic, can you also summon angels?
Some people say my farts are very holy, special.
No, they leave holes in your pants, bud.
No, I'm kidding. Of course, I can't summon angels. Where would I find angels?
I don't know. But Ryland seems to have found them in books. And for reference, it looked like Kat was seriously like looking at you like art summoned angels.
For the record, I'm not usually a fan of bringing entities from other planes into Yon. Makes me uncomfortable.
Long story short of what happened in the camp, things are going fine, and then Sobel noticed us.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kat, did you happen to know Sobel can just like turn everything upside down, or see
What do
invisible
you-
creatures?
Well, I mean, I don't know personally, but it is to be kind of assumed that if you are in charge of the mortal hand, and also in personal favor of the fake queen, she would most likely bestow some sort of weird, deity-like powers, you know?
On
Why,
the
did-
bright side,
Oh.
Well, yeah, she did do that then, because everything that was on the ground was in the sky.
Oh, so that's what that was.
on the bright side,
Oh, the Twister had come through.
I'm 100% sure I could sneak back through that camp again. Your army doesn't seem to know much about stealth or sneaking.
Well, somebody noticed you.
Yeah, as long as we avoid Sobel, I can do it.
So, avoiding, the biggest person in the camp who is very, aware now and is probably going to be, on the lookout for infiltrators.
Yeah, but
Well, in
but
fairness, the one thing we were trying to take, Mr. Soren here pocketed it before we left.
What was
oh
it?
oh, did you not?
It was this ingot. It was a metal I haven't really seen before. Kind of had this purplish hue to it, if I remember.
Wait, Rylan, did you not get the map?
Oh yeah, and I got this map.
I would recommend keeping that to yourself until we can look at it. But from what you can remember, what did they have on it?
Places?
Was it invasion plans, maybe?
I don't know. I
That's-
saw for about a second and a half before I just grabbed it and ripped it off because I had a very scary dude staring at me while I was supposed to be invisible.
No, that was a good find. That was a good idea.
And then, I didn't really get it from the get-go. I had to jump off a box while I was floating in the air. And
Okay. Don't sell yourself too much, Rylan.
Only tell yourself when you're successful.
I mean,
Ingot you saw. Did the glow remind you of anything else you've seen?
oh no, I don't think I've ever seen a metal like this before. It was something weird, and the weight of it. It was a big ingot, but
What did it look like? I wasn't able to get
picked
into.
it up.
Yeah, interesting. An exceptionally heavy ingot.
I mean, you could probably
Made out of a
two-man
strange
pick it up
metal.
with NAS, but by yourself,
Yeah,
it'd be a tough task.
I could probably pick it up.
Could it have been infused, concentrated with the power of the Fey Queen, like other things we've encountered?
Ooh, that's
Maybe.
a good point. I don't know. Do we still have your magic rock, Cat?
Oh, yes, we do.
I thought we were gonna leave that one behind somewhere.
We were
It's
going
fine.
to, and then we thought, we should probably try to suppress it. And then we thought, oh no, we couldn't do that. And then
Maybe-
it was one thing to another, and a big problem, and blah blah blah.
Maybe we should throw it in the furnace when no one's
I was
looking.
about to say there's a lot of molten magma right there.
That sounds like a very bad idea.
What if something was released
Or it explodes.
or
Listen, these are all small problems. I used to never think about, oh, what would happen if I impacted the ground from 80 feet up? But it happened. I'm better for it. You gotta go through these trial and tribulations to get
I'm
better.
sorry, you fell 80 feet?
It was actually like 100, but yeah, it was a far.
And she walks over and like turns him around and like runs her fingers. You still have your spine intact.
Mostly. If you can't tell, I'm also a little shorter now.
Are you?
lost a few feet.
Oh my god! Yes. Okay. We will need to get. Don't worry. Naz is an expert at cracking backs.
So
I would like an expert at find me a shower right now more than anything.
Vengeance, you already went through river. Yes, you'll be fine. And stop dripping on the floor, please. How rude.
Do you have a towel?
No, you already
Just
used my
fucking
uniform
irritation.
as a towel.
Always bring your own towel.
I do have my own towel. It went in the river with me.
honestly, it's really good to know now that vengeance can be touched by a celestial without, poofing into fire.
While burning.
Yeah.
I'm not a demon.
Are you not?
I just share a little blood with them. It's different.
Like how much blood?
I don't really know the math on that. I kind of think it takes over
Like
a
a
good
liter?
portion of.
A pint?
I think it takes over a good portion of my blood. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
At least 2 liters.
I don't. Maybe I guess.
We can get rid of that.
You haven't heard Soren say anything or do anything besides sort of sit lightly in this chair. But you see a servant come in and presents Vengeance with a fresh, clean-looking towel to dry himself. She offers it to him and then wordlessly leaves.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
She just gives a slight curtsy on the way out.
See, someone here is helpful as he starts drying
Yes.
himself off.
When you start complaining like child, and people will treat you like child. It's okay.
I will stab you, cat. I swear to God.
If you manage to.
There you go.
Does Cat's stone remind you of the glow from the ingot, or the glows look different?
I don't think I described the ingot as glowing.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a purple hueish large
It's this-
ingot.
It's a large ingot of dark metal that almost has like a purplish hue to it, but it doesn't have like a glow. However, as you're talking about it, Soren does pull it out. You're not quite sure where he had it hiding under those kind of fine silken robes and stuff, but he had it stowed somewhere.
Undead, he had the perpetual, just like all of his organs are caved out. He's like, I just got a knapsack.
Yeah, he just,
where
he
my
just
torso used to be.
stores it in his chest cavity.
That is so disturbing.
But yeah, he pulls it out, and now that you're looking at it, you can see that this this ingot, like I said, dark metal, almost a purplish hint if you look at it long enough or look at it in just the right light. And Soren holds it kind of lightly just on the tips of his fingers and raises it up for you to inspect. And he says, "It is a metal called Straudian, readily available in the mountains here. Quite useful for building sturdy constructions." And as he says this, he gestures to the walls of the building around you. You realize that this metal looks quite similar to whatever it is that this entire building is made out of. However, in recent decades, our Straudian has taken on a somewhat different character in the mines. As you can see, the old Straudian, which we once used to build this furnace, is a deep charcoal color. This new Straudian, of a more violet hue. But it maintains its properties well enough, and so it serves well to enrich the people of Lymadnum. I thought that offering the fruits of our hard labors here and bearing the crest of our city might serve as a gesture, token towards General Sobel that we seek for a peaceful interaction, and yet one that does not forget where it comes from, does not forget how to be strong. It does not seem that he accepted my gesture.
And what is it he wants?
He seeks to occupy our mine with his forces. You see, the situation has gotten rather complicated in recent weeks and months. And as he's saying this, his speech is interrupted by the door opening behind you, Seven. And a pair of people come out, a man and woman. And Soren stands somewhat abruptly, and he says, "Permit me to introduce you to my business partner. This is Grishina Tarasovna. She and her family are the ones who raised this furnace and who act as its managers and proprietors. And with her, the esteemed Rodion Doronev, of course, the local representative from the Royal Export Consortium." And you hear more hurried footsteps coming down the far hall, and you see a man come into the room in a little bit of a rush. These other two who have just entered, they're dressed in sort of elegant but restrained attire that you might expect of nobles. This last man who enters, though, has a bit of a different look. He's wearing somewhat more garish attire, something you almost might have seen more in the halls of the Fey Queen's palace and Shutovka Palace. And yet his hair is a little disheveled, his goatee a little unkempt, and he comes rushing into the room saying, "I heard that there was some sort of meeting happening. You weren't going to have a meeting without me now, were you?" And he kind of crowds in, finds room for himself. He's looking to grab a seat, but Ryland has already taken it, so he just kind of ends up standing.
I'll get up. Don't you worry.
No.
I insist. You sit down.
It's fine.
You work
I'm not
here,
like
I'm just a visitor.
no. I'm
Sit down.
no. I'm not like these other noble, these other paunchy nobles who need to sit. Okay, fine. I'll sit down.
Okay, let this just sit.
Soren pauses for a long moment, and even though you can't see his face, you can read the irritation in his voice. He says, "And may I present Rakyan Askareva, representative of the Miners' Union." Rakyan kind of plops himself down and says, do not mind me. Continue with your proceedings. I'm just here to observe."
I am sorry. Observe?
Yes.
Why?
Well, you see, it is customary. Yes, it is the way that we do things in Lymadnam.
Okay.
And the woman, Grishina, pipes up and says, "It was part of the negotiations that settled the last miners' strike several years ago. They refused to proceed with work until one of their own was appointed to sit in on our discussions and the like."
I see. And you are a miner?
Used to be, my friend, used to be. But take a look at me now, huh? Now I am sitting and hobnobbing with the nobles.
Hobnobbing, yes. May we continue? I don't know what to do here.
This is what happens when the workers band together, fight for their rights and such. You get people like me.
Ryland's just over in the corner, just like,
Lovely, lovely. Cat has a mildly annoyed face.
Soren looks like he's these folks out a little bit so you can actually read their name tags.
I'm going to say the dead don't need a union and Xantum Empire, and you would be free to not toil in a mine. Ever.
Alas, such is how things once were here. It was so much easier managing the laborers when they did not need to eat or sleep or stop working. They didn't complain. But it has been quite many years since I have ever received any laborers from Xantum, and so we must make do with the local stock.
Well, when the local stock runs out, I can replenish your previous workforce.
And that includes the Clan Torgrim, doesn't it? The local stock?
Oh yes, the Torgrins. Yes, their clan works the mines along with many others. I'm good personal friends with the matriarch, you know.
Oh, and I'm assuming that's why the army's outside.
Well, you see things a little misunderstanding lately. But that is why you are here. You see, recently, the Torgrin clan has opted to stop working. We've had strikes before. I've seen perhaps more strikes than I have winters. But this is different. Not merely a refusal to work. And not merely an attempt to sabotage our efforts to run the furnace, but something else. The miners, the dwarves, they have closed up the mine. They have engineered several cave-ins, dismantled rails, closed up passages. And curiously enough, they have done it all with themselves inside. Not only are they refusing to work, but it seems as if they intend to defend the mine from outsiders.
Huh. Maybe that has to do with something with the mortal hand trying to hunt them down.
Why?
Well, you see, we were in a Valenistad. Valenograd? We were in Valena something.
Villainistad.
Valenistad about 2 weeks back, and we ran into one of the one of the Torgrin clan, prisoner in the Mortal Hand headquarters. And they were interrogating her. And, I happened to speak to her briefly, and she mentioned something about the Mortal Hand targeting the matriarch, because they believe she knows some sort of voodoo secret.
Have they attempted any sort of negotiation? It doesn't sound like if they want something, they would seal themselves off without leaving, some way of negotiation.
That is just the thing. They don't seem particularly interested in negotiating with us. Beyond their basic needs of survival, says Grishina. They have permitted some loads of the Straudian to be removed from the mine so that we can continue to keep our furnaces operational. However, all that they request in return is basic supplies, food, water, some mining tools. What they intend to do with them, I am not sure, but it seems that they are planning to be there for the long haul.
What has communications looked like with them, if any?
Minimal. We have attempted to send some militia forces down into the mine. It seems that when the dwarves do not want anything from them, they are content to take pot shots from hidden locations. We have lost a few good men and women, and so we are reluctant to send others down into an area that is basically a death trap.
I see.
Have you tried sending a third party down?
Wait a minute. And she points to Raycon. Then what are you doing here?
He shrugs and he says, "I was outside the mine when they closed it all off. You know what am I supposed to do?
Why don't we go
Besides, it's
down
not.
there and see what's going on?
Oh no! It is not the. This is not a labor issue. This is a dwarf issue."
What do you mean it is a dwarf? You just said you're a mining representative.
Yes, I represent the miners' union, but that is all of the miners. We have many different kinds of people. We have humans, we have half orcs, we have a few of the undead left still dottering around down there. Kobolds and dwarves. It's only the dwarves who have done this. So
You don't think doing your job as the representative to go speak with them is relevant here?
How
I
are you
mean-
supposed to represent them if how what is the percentage of dwarves in the miners union?
I don't. Well, off the top of my head, I mean, there is Mitzvah, there's in Clan Torgrim is. Oh, I don't know. It's a small percentage.
How do you not know your own percentage of the
Look,
Never
there's
mind.
always
This
people
was a
coming
mistake
and
to even
going,
bring it into this
people
conversation.
falling down in the mines and dying. It's hard to keep track of exact percentages.
Okay, moving back to the
Very
people.
casual.
Right. Let's
Mo-
move back.
mo-
I'm
You know,
sorry.
I think I want
Mo-
my chair back.
Look, speaking of which, Grishina, Soren, we really have to talk about getting those safety rails repaired, you know?
Raycon, where the adults are talking, you can go back to being quiet now. Grishina.
The safety rail.
So again, has there been a third party go down to speak with them yet, or anything like that?
She hesitates for a second, and you see her eyes kind of glance towards Soren. But then the other nobleman there, who's been sitting silently this entire time, Rodian, he speaks up and he says, "Absolutely not. This is an internal affair between laborers and the owners of the land. There is no need for a third party in the event of a peasant revolt. It is the place of the Fey Queen's royal army to step in and deal with the issue. I do not understand why you have not already opened your gates to them, Grishina. Soren, come now. This disruption of business is not necessary. Just let the army do their job. They're volunteering to take care of it for you." Grishina kind of scoffs, and Soren says, "And let them in, never to leave again? They will take this entire operation over. They will occupy lands that have belonged to me and those of the Zantumyov name for centuries, for longer than you have been born. And they will not give them up. It will be the final insult done to my family and my people." Grishina kind of rolls her eyes at that too. She's, "Oh, just get over yourself, Sorin. The times are changing and we need to change with them. I mean, do you remember the state of the furnace before you worked with my family to start building it up? It was hardly producing anything, but now look at it. Strontium, lead, iron, zinc, all of it going out to the far reaches of the realm and beyond. Everyone profits. And she turns towards Rodian again. And Raycan just pipes up at the end. As long as the workers get paid.
Look,
Prophet
assume
doesn't-
You know, if the mortal hand and that army gets down those caverns, it's potentially going to submit the Fey Queen of the realm permanently. There's something there that she may fear getting at.
Look, also, your profits don't fucking matter when it's their lies that you're talking about here.
Like, how much blood have you paid for your profits?
Oh, also, Soren, did you know they're about to invade Xantum? In a special military operation.
Casually slide that in
Being
there.
honest.
oh god.
I've been told that I tend to keep things to myself, so I'm just putting everything out on the table here up front.
That is not what I said. That is not what I meant.
Oh, she bet.
Soren listens to that and he shrugs a little bit and he says, I have heard of military actions and rumors of military actions for many years.
Oh, I can draw you a map right now. No, goes a little bit way past down below Scudam.
Yes. The Scutum Range was once the border of my beloved empire. Now it is the border of the Fey Queen's realm. Do you say that they intend to move further even? Would not surprise me. I'm not even entirely sure that it's necessary. It seems that the sons and daughters of Xantum have no more will to fight for this land, or have forgotten about it.
I don't think the Fey Queen plans to stop at Xantum. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, just think about the workers.
And even more
Yes,
immediate,
think about
please-
the workers!
I despise you for some reason.
You know, I've been meaning to bring up with all of you. A lot of people have talking lately about the 5% raise.
Oh,
I can make it look like an accident, I swear to God.
Little man, I need you to be quiet. Just for a moment, because more immediately, what kind of image does that show? That you are willing, that you are unable to take care of a mere, and she looks at Raycon, labor dispute.
That armies have to get involved.
Not
An
labor
army.
dispute, dwarf dispute.
Oh, I said, be quiet, little man. But yes, as soon as your army, the army of the Fey Queen, rolls in and General Sobel takes control, what use is there for a noble family to own the land when the Fey Queen can own the land herself, administrate it herself, and make sure it flows and all the ingots and all the metal is distributed just for the profit of herself?
There definitely won't be a labor union if they come in here either.
Mm-hmm. They won't permit that.
So
Yeah.
Safine's trying to say something, I can't hear it.
You're pretty far away.
I think he's just talking and not muted.
Soren sort of nods.
Let's try that. Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I said, and then the Fey Queen can roll in, get them addicted to whatever substance that was, and they'll end up working for free just to have a taste.
Oh, yes, the meal. That was an interesting.
Yeah. And I turned to the mining guy. I'm like, aren't you excited to be addicted to eating your dead comrades? because that's where you're headed.
Oh, I'm sorry. The bill was what?
What?
That's a
Uh,
little bit grim.
Yeah, it is a little
I
bit
hate
grim, but
some
that's
of
exactly
that.
what the meal is. It's recycled.
There won't be a union ever again.
Soren looks at the others and he says, "You see now, it is not only myself who harbors these fears. These others, they have seen much of our realm, much of the Fey Queen's way of doing things, and it is clear that they are concerned as well." Rodian says, "I do not hear anything that concerns me. Who is to say that this entire place wouldn't be better off with the Fey Queen's administration? Military efficiency."
You don't think they wouldn't kill you too?
In fairness, we pass through a lot of towns, and the people don't seem very well off.
I'll
And the
have you
workers
know.
are definitely not compensated.
I'll have you know that the Royal Export Consortium is not only in the Fiend's not only held in high esteem by the Queen, but is chartered by her. I wouldn't be surprised if we were actually expected to take over operations of the mines completely.
Oh,
Not only here, but throughout the Scooping Range.
so you're admitting that you're just saying this because you've already been bought off. Gotcha. Thank you for
I
letting
was
us
about
know.
I was about to ask who the fuck you were. Honestly, it doesn't seem like you have anything to do with any of this except to be a bureaucratic obstacle.
I am a liaison between various exporters, merchants, and Limadam. I ensure that the output of the mine finds its way to markets both in the realm and beyond.
Excellent. It sounds like you're probably going to be our guide down into the mines. Thank you for volunteering.
I do not go into the mines. No, that is
You
not
are a
where my business
liaison? You are a liaison or no?
This is not my business. I only deal with the product, not with the workers. That's what he is for. And he gestures dismissively at Raken.
The product's down in the mine. Is it not?
The product is what comes out of those furnaces. I don't care about what happens as long as the ingots keep coming out.
And so, if the ingot stops coming out, are you gonna walk your happy ass down there?
This is not my matter. This is for them to figure out. Grishina, Soren, this is your land. This is your furnace. These are your people. I only deal with the ingots.
So what I'm hearing is you can shut up then for the rest of the conversation. Thank you.
These people that
very
you bring in,
offensive.
Soren,
Woo,
they have no sense of
like
decorum. They
that.
do not know how to speak to nobility.
I speak to them as they act like trash, yes.
Ekaterina voice laughing at Melnikov. You can shut your mouth.
Raken starts laughing too, and he's like, I like these people. They're great.
I don't like you.
See, they speak their minds. It's perfect. You guys need more salt of the earth types around you. So uptight all the time.
Do like your necklace though.
Why, thank you. Yes.
That's her way of saying give it to her.
That
That was not what I was saying.
That is my little gift to myself after we negotiated certain benefits for workers.
How
This
much is
bill-
that benefit? Whoa. Did you just admit to dipping your hands in funds for your workers?
Tavares, we also didn't ask for this story.
You said you liked it.
I did, and that was the compliment was it. That was and the period at the end. Yeah, and what were we talking about? Let's get back on track.
Well, you are correct. We have strayed far from the subject at hand, which is what to do about this little dispute with dwarves who refuse to work, and an army who threatens to take over everything. We must reach a decision, Grishina, Rodian. We must come to some conclusion, or else conclusions will be made for us.
Well, I say we go down there and we help them dwarves. They seem like they're in a bit of a pickle. Maybe they just need a helping hand. Since we know Raken's not, helping anyone but himself.
Talk to them before the only option is war.
I do not oppose this notion. It was, after all, I who invited you here, and I will confess I had some hope for an outcome like this. Would it not be better, Grishina, if things remained amicable between us and the dwarves, and there was no need for intervention? Would it not be better to keep things under our control? And you can see her, like, calculating, looking at the group of you. I built this furnace up from nothing. This town has grown up around the labors of my family. You may be the so-called owner of the land, but it was my family who worked these fields and later worked beneath these fields, beneath these hills. How can I just hand over the fate of it to strangers who claim to want to help, to do good things? Why do you want this?
It's just good to do good things,
No.
You get back what you put into the world, honestly.
No.
So
You
do good
haven't.
things for people. Some people help you out when you need it most.
Because you sound like you're about to just sacrifice all the dwarfs to death because you don't want to lose your own land. Is that not good enough reason for you?
Out of charity, then. This is your reason, out of just sheer goodwill for dwarves and people in general. No, I don't believe it.
I mean, honestly, I think, me personally, I'm a foreigner in this land, so, I haven't spent my whole life here, but the Fey Queen already has a lot of stuff. Does she really need this thing?
Besides, if you let her in here, like you said, your family built this from the ground. You're going to watch it burn to the ground under her control.
And if you're not subject to the Queen, and assumingly her taxes, well, that means you guys would be making more of a profit. The workers could get that raise.
And even Rodian can go out there and buy a new villa, probably.
The cat could probably update the statue in her family's courtyard.
Cat looks incredibly uncomfortable.
Heard a lot from Ryland and Vengeance and Cat, and a little bit from Safine and Nimue. Seven has remained entirely silent through this conversation. I'm curious, does he have anything to add, or is he just silently and sulkily watching?
I think he's happy to let everyone else participate in this negotiation. This is only going to end one way, and so he's just, I don't know, he's just waiting till it all gets solved.
Just biding his time.
I think the only thing that Safine would have added, and I was listening when I was riding to work, is that the Vantum Empire doesn't care out here. It's more along the lines of Vantum Empire is struggling to continue to engage with engage with the Four Wind Kingdom in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to regain some of our old borderland.
Yes, yes, of course. Other priorities in other places. But not here. I would like everyone except Seven, since he's remaining stoic, to give me a persuasion roll. Seems like a good time for a group persuasion check.
Group persuasion check.
Yeah. Doing real good there, Ryland.
Thanks, Rylan. Just like the 10 all over again.
I think I can.
Well, push finishes out that window.
I can add this to my roll.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Oh, and I can add a D10.
And a D10? Oh, that was you rolled that without the D10. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does take one of my superiority die, so
I mean, if it
maybe
failed, I would. If it failed, I would just panache everyone. So
I'm gonna panache you all.
I don't even know what that is.
that is a very valid option.
That is a pretty high series of rolls. Soren, of course, says, I approve of any notion to settle this in the easiest way possible, one that prevents outside interference. And Raykan says, well, you convinced me. I'm on board. The military takes over, then there's no more people for me to represent. You know, there's no armies union.
I thought you were here to observe.
And voice the concerns of the workers, of course.
You can voice them a little quieter.
Rodian, for his part, seems immovable as he shakes his head. And he says, this is all futile. You are proposing to stand in defiance to the Fey Queen and her army. Sobel himself is at our doorstep. And you reject him.
Look, I'm not gonna fear a man that wears nice fancy gold slippers, okay?
Oh, very much so. I don't have much respect for him. As a man or a fighter.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. I'm not sure if I like this new Ryland.
Scars changed him, man.
Yeah.
Grishina looks at the lot of them, and at you. She shakes her head. Soren, my family has worked with you for many generations. And I recall each of their names and faces, yes. Do you think that this is the way to go? Then consider me persuaded. And, Raken claps his hands together. Excellent! Well done! Let's drink something to celebrate!
Don't you try to charm us, Smudak.
Oh, come on! Come on! I like it when everybody agrees, gets things done. Come on now. Rodian, even you, sourpuss. Come on, let us drink.
I don't drink.
Don't make me like you. Do not make me like you.
Rodian, for his part, stands. shakes his head and says, "You all are making a terrible mistake. You are invoking the wrath of the Fey Queen. You are inviting death upon this entire city. Those who you claim you are about to save will only end up bleeding out in the mines or upon the streets."
Don't worry, if that happens, you can join them too, bud.
No, don't.
Spoken like
Don't.
somebody who's gonna run off and tell the Fey Queen as fast as possible. So
Just know if you
maybe
forfeit your participation in this venture, right? You're forfeiting any future profits gained from detaching this place from the Fey Queen's grasp.
Are you letting him negotiate for you now, Grishina? He can just say whatever he wants.
I always say whatever I want. I'm rattled.
He looks at Rylan and says, "Your words have no authority here." And he's gonna try to push past Cat and, start.
Cat would just get in his way. Rodian, my dear Tovarich. Where are you going? I think you should go sit in the office for a while. Until we return, of course. You want to see the results of this venture, don't you? If you don't take it from... I mean, you can do as you like. Of course, I will not stop you. But as a scion of the Melnikov family, a well-known and loyal family of the Fey Queen, I think my voice has a little more weight than foreigners. Yes?
He inhales deeply. Says, and looks like he's about to say something when Grishina says, "Melnikov is right, Rodian. Go sit down somewhere and just wait for whatever is about to happen to happen. You can rest assured that we will all vouch for your character and how loyal you were to the Fey Queen, should we all be facing the noose."
And Cat's gonna reach out and dust off his shoulders and kind of fix him with a smile. You are an intelligent man. Think of it this way. You could say that you are a heroic servant of the Fey Queen that devised this entire plan just to solve the minds of Madnam's problems from the very root and without involving a huge army with much logistics. Or, if everything goes wrong, we can vouch for you. Either way, Rodian, it is a win.
I don't know. I have an idea for him.
I'm not sure what that is, but
Brian. I feel like it's only me.
Are you actually casting that, Sabine?
No, like I wanted to cast command and make him lower himself at the exit of the room, but but I'm not going to.
Yeah. He kind of shakes his head. The lot of you. He said, "When this all comes toppling down, I will not be underneath of it. You understand me?"
Sure. So would you like us to take you prisoner for the time being? Then that way, if things go poorly, you could just be like, "Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. They made me do this, and I couldn't do
You know what?
anything." We can do that for you.
You know what?
That was handled.
That would look better, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
we could just
I
sit in
can't-
a dark room in the meantime, and then you can play both sides
Yeah,
of this.
he
If it
looks
goes
too-
badly, we'll be dead, and how you'll get out of your sealed room, and you can go tell people, and if it works, oh well, you were part of it.
And Cat here can And Cat here can help you look more like a prisoner.
Oh,
I can
yes.
make it. I can make it very
Don't worry.
convincing.
Don't, Vengeance. Let me handle it.
Guys, we
Here, Rodian, why don't you and I come into this office real quick?
Yes, come with me and Cat into this office.
Oh no, Cat would just
Mm.
like usher him into the office and then just punch him in the face and then walk away.
Yeah.
I need you
he's-
to grit your teeth. Grit your teeth.
He's like, as he looks at Kat, he just says, "Look at you, daughter of Melnikov. Your grandfather would weep."
Don't know my grandfather at all, if you think so.
See you, Mark.
Bye, Mark.
see you guys.
Take care,
See
Mark.
you, Mark. Safine's gonna have a special mission.
Is it watching Rodian?
Just realized that I changed it to Gopnik backhand to Gopnik fist. There we go. No, I don't think she'd actually punch him too bad. Just rough him up a little.
I'll punch him.
All right, fine. Vengeance can handle him. I already did my bit. I'm already done. I don't like the way he talks about my family. Piece of shit.
Vengeance triggers sneak attack. Rodian is dead.
Yeah. It's okay.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna throw the towel that I have on my head into his face and then just punch him through it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
whatever.
Waterboarding and punching.
If he
Waterboarding.
if he chokes to death on the soak towel, that's his fault. He should have passed out better.
You know, I could give you some tips for some advanced interrogation techniques.
Oh, I know torture very well, thank you.
You give Rodian a hard time and cast him into a rather well-appointed office. There's worse prisons. And
Vengeance is stuck where he is.
yeah, that's what happens when you go walking through closed doors.
Mm.
Yeah. Vengeance.
Unfortunate.
Ooh.
Look, I was trying to follow to knock him out, okay?
Who have you ever knocked out? Come on.
I mean, I'm about to knock him out.
No, Vengeance, you are pulling the punch. You have to don't throw your shoulder too much when you punch him.
I won't throw my hips into it. How about that?
No. You want to use the hips. It is the core of your power.
I thought you didn't want me to hit him hard.
No. I'm just constructive criticism.
Do
If
you
you
want me to
find
roll?
something soft, it won't leave a bruise.
Oh, perfect. I'll put the towel on his face then.
No.
Well, we want
you
the
hit
bruise
him
to
with
be
the soft
there.
item. No, you don't put the soft item and then hit him.
Picks up a book. You want me to hit him with the spine of this? Will that work?
Oh, that's it. I'm going to. Reikian, you said something about the drink?
Yes, of course. I have some right here, he says.
Thank you. I will take some of that. Thank you.
After that conversation, Grishina looks at Soren. You are sure that these are the people that you want to send?
We are the saviors of the realm.
Appointed.
Yep. That does a bite.
Disappointed by the fake
We
wing.
cannot fail while being led by one Katerina Melnikov.
I am not the leader. Do not believe them.
What do you mean? You're the mastermind of everything.
She has faithfully led us through her own territory to overthrow the tyrant.
Wow, that is literally the last thing I wanted you to say.
And they don't even know. Her army's
no.
outside waiting to listen to her every command.
Oh, Beat. I want to let you all know that Ryland is a liar.
Oh, I could do
And that's it.
impersonation.
That's it.
My god doesn't allow for lying. Well, I won't say it doesn't allow, but doesn't, favor upon. And I'm trying to, garner every favor I can. She didn't really listen to my last calling.
Yes, you are doing a fantastic job. Where is this mine? Where are these dwarves at? Let's go.
The mine is to the south of here, which, somewhat confusingly, is up on this map. But if you follow the tracks, you will find your way to the mine's entrance. However, before you depart, Safine, would you mind if I had a word with you in private? And that is precisely what Soren will do. Is he'll pull Safine aside. Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, friends. I'm sure I won't be long.
That's okay. I'm just gonna be here mending some of my wounds. You gotta do whatever you gotta do.
So, how hard am I punching Rodian? Because I really want to punch him really hard.
I mean, I assumed you punched him.
Oh my god.
Not. Oh, that was your cure wounds.
That's
I thought that was a punch for a second. I was like, ooh,
Look,
ooh.
look. The goal is to break his nose on my side. Which I don't even think I have a melee damage roll at all.
Okay, just make a strength-based attack roll
Get
with
him.
proficiency.
How the fuck do I do that? Do I just click strength and then add the 4 for proficiency?
Sure, they'll do it. That's pretty strong.
That's good.
It's a good solid punch. You deal 2 points of damage. Rules as written.
What are you doing? You have to start with the power in the hips, right? Yeah. Yes. And then.
Wait, wouldn't it be +4 to that?
Damage is 1 plus your strength modifier on an unarmed strike.
That's so stupid. Very well. Okay, apparently Cat came in and punched him after me.
No. She is demonstrating, but she's like stopping short, like just in front of his nose.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that you bloodied his face. Even 2 hit points for someone who is not as awesomely superior as you guys is a lot of hit points. You probably gave him a good wallop. And he recoils back and he's kind of rubbing at his face as you see blood trickling down into his neatly trimmed little whatever he has, little like
goatee?
not anti-mustache. He's got everything but the mustache.
I mean, Cat, if you're so determined that you can do a better punch than me, I don't see any results here. You're just punching at the air.
This is not me trying to show you up. This is me trying to teach you.
I just don't think you can actually punch harder than me.
Just
I think
give
you're
you
all
a
talk,
little
Cat.
Example. That is it. That is a little
Cat,
example.
just admit I punch harder than you. It's okay.
Vinny said, "You're going to have this man destroyed."
Divide. Nimue, I would destroy vengeance before I destroy him.
But we have a great punching bag right here.
No, that is not how this works. He is unarmed. He has already surrendered himself, and you've already bloodied his face. There is no sport in it.
It's not a sport, but it's to make it look more convincing. But whatever, let's move on.
He's okay.
Out the room, Cat. And as I walk out, I'm gonna throw the towel in his face. Clean yourself up.
Oh wow, you were such a dick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's willing to sacrifice who knows how many lives just to make a profit. So yeah, vengeance has no respect for him.
Trying to save lives.
Sure.
Since when have you cared about that?
Cooperation with military. Seemed like a good idea.
No,
There's
never
broken
a good
nose.
idea. Not the fake Queen's military.
You're the ones who are trying to resist. Going to
I
get
will
everyone
come-
killed.
I will come back in there and stab you, Rodian.
Vengeance, let's just go. And she just grabs Vengeance's arm and just tugs him away from the room.
You're lucky she's as strong as she is. She doesn't look it, but she is.
I am plenty strong. I am stronger than you, and do not ever forget it.
Didn't say you weren't strong. I said the exact opposite, Cat.
Uh huh. So, how's everyone doing?
Well, now I'm waiting for that drink we were promised. Looks at Raycon or Raycon.
Oh yeah,
Oh, this-
yeah.
this
I've
one?
got plenty for everyone. Here, take my glass, and he just starts drinking from the bottle.
You are a Tovarish after my heart, and you didn't hear me say that.
You know, Raycon, these dwarves might be very willing to cooperate with our efforts if you come with us.
I mean, I have not been down in the mines for a long time. Not since I took this position. Sacrificed, my my
that's
my.
that's perfect to hear. It sounds like you're coming with us.
Well, I mean, maybe it's good if I check in with the other members of the union and see how they're all faring in these most trying times.
Good choice.
Representative of the people. You need to speak with the people.
I'll be honest, Rick, you are going to die if you come down there with us.
Oh,
No one we have ever taken with us has ever had like a good time.
Don't you worry about Raykin. I know how to take care of myself.
I
I
mean,
mean, look at me.
Raycon, if you are concerned about your health, though.
No, deeply.
You could just give us something that the dwarves would recognize as yours, as a sign that you send your goodwill to them. Like that necklace around your neck would be a great token to show them.
Jens.
Well, I mean, I don't even know if they know that I have this one. It was relatively recent acquisition. They probably don't know it's mine.
Then you can let them know it's their bonus that you owe them.
Not like a family crest or anything. I mean, I don't. There is no Escavera crest. That's something I should get on.
I would like to persuade Raycon to give me his fucking necklace as a token.
Persuade?
Yes, I'm not intimidated. No, I'm just letting him know that his necklace would be a great sign of his appreciation for the dwarves' efforts on behalf of it.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you give me a persuasion roll? Oh, I see what this is. You want the bribe? Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, yeah, sure. We can talk. Yeah. I mean, look, I can get another one. He says, and he gives you the necklace.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Vengeance. You have just extorted a poor man out of his necklace.
No, I extorted a con man into giving his people.
Hero.
No, Cat. I'm giving it to the dwarves.
You are such a hero.
I love this chaotic energy.
This is great.
I believe the storybooks tell this as a Robin Hood story where I'm giving from the rich asshole to the poor.
There's a play.
Yes. You are the poor asshole, right?
No. I'm giving it to the
Vengeance
to the dwarves.
Don't worry, it's already written down.
Oh my god. I'm giving it to the dwarves.
Sure.
We're trying to help the dwarves, not give it to them.
Why would they not want something worth a lot of money? It'd be useful.
Look at do you really think that's worth a lot of money?
I mean, is it worth a lot of money? Because it looks very nice on his neck.
That's actually a good question. I have a proficiency here that I've always wanted to use. Can I use like a jeweler's tools proficiency to try
that would be the correct proficiency to use to assess the value of a thing that is made of jewelry and gold.
Now the real question is, what would the attribute be for that? Would that be intelligence? I don't have any bonus to intelligence.
Probably.
I feel like it'd be wisdom for something like that.
Wisdom. I got a +1 to wisdom. It's perception, right?
Only charismatic people wear jewelry.
Fine. You can use a. That's not true, and also that does not equate to. Just give me a wisdom plus your proficiency with the jeweler's tools.
Sure. I got you. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty valuable necklace that he just forked over. He did it pretty casually too. But he seems to understand what a shakedown is, and he's like cool with it. Um, but yeah, you think that necklace? Wow, precious metals, gemstones, probably about like 400 gold pieces.
Wow. Vengeance, you know what? I like your idea. As she's kind of holding the necklace in her hands. I think we have to make sure that this gets back into the hands of the people. Right, Tovash?
Like I said, it's going to the dwarves down in the mine.
That is a wonderful idea. You know what? I'm going to keep this for safekeeping.
Okay, cat,
And she slips it into her bag.
the necklace. Cat, give me the necklace.
You're never going to see it again.
As you guys are talking over the necklace situation, and Raycan's just got his hands up in the air, like, what can you do?
You can go down to the mine with us still.
No, he will die.
He won't die.
You suddenly see Grishina sit up a little bit straighter in her chair, and you can see that she's got like this rather elaborate looking earring that's made of some sort of slightly glinting stone, and it's carved. And it looks almost like it has a face carved into it, or at least half of a face, with a mouth open, almost as if it was whispering. And as she's kind of sitting up, she raises one finger and just touches it to this earring, and you can see a concerned look pass over her face.
The fuck is that?
A moment later, Soren and Safine exit what must be his private office or quarters. And Soren just kind of looks to Safine and says, "Now would be the time." And Safine turns to all of you and says, "I might be taking a little sojourn for a time. I'm not sure how long it will last, but hopefully not too long. It seems there is some business I need to deal with in my homeland. And unfortunately, there is not a tremendous deal of time for goodbyes. I never really got the hang of those. And I'm not really sure they're necessary in the first place, since I think we'll be seeing each other again."
Please take advantage of the people of the fall that are in Xantum. I'll give you our code words, and you can use them as you will with whatever you need.
Thank you, Nimue.
So you're not alone.
I am not sure if you do this, but I would like to give you a hug now.
I know, right? Can we hug you?
Ordinarily, no, but I think I can make an exception.
Oh, I knew it. And she's gonna give her, give him a big hug, and then just like pat him on the shoulders, like.
And they will give you a hug back, and as as you pull away, they're I don't even know what they're called. They're chest piercing things get,
Oh yeah.
get a little bit tangled on your jacket.
I'm just going to. Don't worry, I
And they go,
got it.
"Oh no, that's quite all right."
Oh.
Well,
Kat has a big blush on her face, and she just like, always a pleasure, Safine. Okay, bye bye.
farewell to you all. Don't worry, I'll be around. And Safine is going to exit out the back. In classic Safine style.
Who was
Satchel-
worrying? I wasn't worried.
Grishina looks at Seven and says, "You should be. I have just received word from the scouts at the town's perimeter. I thought we would have more time, but it seems that Sobel is not even waiting for the break of day." Oh, shit, that was me, wasn't it? Yeah, I just disconnected from Discord, but it's fine.
Oh no, that was me. I closed and rejoined.
Oh, so did I. So, but
Don't know Safine very well then. So if they wanted to, Sobel's army would be following them instead by morning.
oh, that is what you meant. Well, then I dearly wish that they were staying here, because it seems that your little display with General Sobel and failure, Soren, to buy us time. Well, it appears that his army is preparing to mobilize.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Some quick mental maths to see how how quickly that army can mobilize.
Doran, how much time can you buy us to talk to the dwarves?
I am not sure that I can afford you too much time. You did, after all, interrupt my negotiations with Sobol in the tent. I thought it more prudent at the time to secure your partnership than to continue wasting words with that brute of a man.
How extensive? I know they said they were doing like defensive preparations and everything, and it seems like the furnace itself was pretty defensible. But I guess the real question is, would they actually take Lymadna by force so quickly? Or would they just simply march into the mines and root out the dwarves, root and stem?
There is no going through the mines without coming first through the furnace. You see, it was rather deliberate in our design to ensure that we monopolize control of the mine. There is a narrow mountain passage which terminates here at the furnace. The furnace's walls are high, not only for privacy, but as a defensive measure. We could attempt to hold up here for some time. However, there is, of course, the bridge. And kind of turns towards Grishina. It is the forwardmost position. If they were to take the bridge, it would cut off one half of the town from the other, limit our ability to leave Lymadnum in general, or even for others to be able to get into the town. It is rather essential, but risky to attempt to secure it. It is not nearly as defensible as the furnace itself. And Soren kind of shrugs and says, but none of these things are your business, are they? You simply are seeking to make peace with the dwarves. Unless you choose to make them your business.
Maybe we could buy some time. This is such a bad idea. We could try to fortify. There should be scouts first, yes, and they will most likely attempt to take control of the bridge even before the army is fully mobilized. Perhaps we could come to some arrangement or fortify your militia there to by ourselves sometime as well.
I feel strange mentioning it here with mixed company, but I also have some scouts that are nearby that have been mobilized that we could utilize. And it is the Falls. One of their best skills, being able to mess with military.
Certainly,
About it
and
for a moment.
yeah, Grishina looks a little surprised. She's like, Soren, were you aware of other foreign agents in Lymadnum?
If you were
Soren,
aware, I'd be very disappointed.
yeah, Soren turns to Nimue and says, no, I was not.
Are neutral.
However, I would be a fool to turn down assistance of any sort, even unexpected assistance, at this juncture.
I would be fully prepared to use them to help us to make a distraction. They love guerrilla warfare.
They love guerrilla warfare.
I've
You
tried
sound-
to the
Brings up
best I
more
can.
questions than answers.
You sound
But
almost
okay.
eager for this.
We love to mess up the government. You have us on your side. So we'll be messing up whoever you want me to direct them at.
Nimue just became my best friend.
Cat seems
told you you should join
immediately confused and a little scared. Hey, Ryland, when you sent a message to Naz, did she say where the Ursa were? I know they're along the southern border, but I'm not actually sure where they are.
There we go. I don't know. There, Anthony. What did Naz say back?
You did mention some torches on the other side of the border. I can't help but wonder if that's.
It was honestly, Ryland, at the time, it was probably some sort of non-committal grunt.
Oh, I miss her so much.
Yeah, Naz gave, the usual Naz. Ugh. I think
It
she was
was
just
more.
happy to hear from me.
Oh yes, of everyone she knew in this little group, she definitely loved you, Ryland. I know too. You might want to ask her and see if she is happens to be outside a certain mining town in the south.
Like
With
right now?
like with the rest of my legion of mercenaries, highly trained and ready to kill things.
You don't have
And
any way of
also
contacting
very.
her?
I could get the bird. I don't. I do not have magic, right? Ryland, what do I need to give you?
No, something I want. I guess if you really
Do you want a
to.
necklace?
No, I don't want some shallow necklace.
The necklace is going
Oh.
to the dwarves, cat.
Tell you what, Ryland. I will owe you a favor.
You already owe me like so many, but okay.
I will
I'll
owe you
add
an actual favor.
I'll add it to the list. I'll reach out to Naz.
Type.
Okay,
make sure you include the code word. Shit, what was it? Yes. We came up with it when we were working in the valley. It is watermelon.
Right.
Okay, no, I can fit that in. Yeah, no, that's fine. That actually works. Yeah, so Ryland's just gonna, think to himself over here, send this message saying, Ryland Elo here. Hey, Naz, hope you're doing all right. We're in a bit of a watermelon here, and Lamont, you wouldn't happen to be outside the city, would you? Or nearby?
There's a pause, and then you receive back the reply. Ryland. En route.
Get 22 more words, Naz. Maybe you can expand on that.
What did she say?
She said, Ryland en route.
Okay, so that's.
And then,
Yep.
And then you get a few more words several seconds later, something along the lines of, actually, it's probably in Orcish. Does that work that way? Is it in different languages, or do you just automatically understand it?
The creature hears message. My recognized centers know. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least one to understand the meaning of your message. You can send the message across any blah blah blah. Says nothing about language, just that they can understand me.
All right. You get the sense that she's thinking to herself, like in Orcish, like in her own head, and doesn't seem to fully understand that this is coming through to you. But you do understand the meaning, and it's something along the lines of, can't wait to punch him in his stupid elf face.
I miss Naz so much.
I wish he would stop calling. How do you turn this thing? And then it cuts out.
So, Ryland,
You know,
what did Naz say?
she said she was in route. Honestly, she's probably almost here. It seems like she's just having a bad day, so she's probably been on the road a lot.
No, that's just that's just how she is.
No, she always had a cheery disposition around me before. Her grunts had a much higher, pitch to them. Like, she was happier to see me.
And that's because she was with me, Ryland.
I don't mean to interrupt this. Whose voice is this? This is halfway in between two different characters' voices. I don't mean to interrupt this. Whatever this is. But perhaps I can impart a certain sense of urgency here. We have to make a decision. Attempt to fortify the furnace here as quickly as we can. As you've seen, it is defensible and should be able to hold against any but more significant weapons of war. Or perhaps hold the bridge and buy ourselves access to the outside world and stall them longer, giving us more time to prepare here. Of course, you could, as I said, simply attempt to get a head start on all of this, and while we mount our defenses, you head straight for the mines and hope for the best. But should we fail, it will not be so good to have the army come pouring in down the mines behind you.
I believe the Ursa might be on their way. I say, I don't want to speak for everyone, but the Ursa can hold that bridge.
And we could help.
I mean, you don't have to worry about the bridge if there's no bridge, but that probably isn't an option here.
We can try to keep the bridge.
Let us not try to destroy the bridge. We are not trying to actively fight. We are just roadblocks. Yes.
I mean, engineering mishaps happen all the time, don't they?
Yes, but we want to keep it as intact as possible.
Just throwing out ideas.
Our job isn't to be roadblocks. We're the only ones who have a clue how to end this for good, for once and for all. We're the only ones who know why it needs to be ended. And you want us to hold a bridge.
I am not suggesting that it is the best course of action. I am simply saying that it is a defensible spot, and at least holding it for some time would allow for other defensive preparations. But you seem to have a keen understanding of military logistics. Perhaps you should make the decision for yourself.
Cat, you're holding the only compass that we know of that can lead us to something so well hidden. No one in this entire realm knows of it. We need to be elsewhere.
You think we should just go?
Yeah, Cat, you gotta lead us in this attempt to overthrow the Fey Queen.
Stop talking, Ryland.
Make your own thing, you know?
Your family would be proud.
My family are the ones that are going to be rushing over that bridge.
Have you tried letting them know what the fuck's going on?
You should have told me to tell Mads. I would have mentioned something about them not, fighting family.
Yes, well, I don't know now since she is probably mobilizing. Shit. The Ursa are smart. I don't want to leave them on their own while they assist with this defense, but I know they will certainly slow them down. We need to retrieve what we came here for.
Well said.
Choice is your guys. I'm fine with either option at this point.
If that is your decision, then head back down. Follow the tracks. They will lead you into the gorge where the entrance to the mine waits you.
Is it possible for us to send a message to LaFay, Ryland? I don't want to use all of your spells.
I can send a message if need be. I'm still here too.
I don't see his token.
I was hiding. I'm very stealthy.
You can send messages, Merlin?
Oops.
Oh my god.
Whoops.
The
There we
biggest
go.
Merlin possible.
Yeah, Merlin. If she would totally trust you too. We wouldn't even have to use message words to send the codes and stuff.
I'd be a lot really convenient since
would.
we all know each other.
Could you tell her to just do what we usually do.
Do the thing we usually do. Got it.
Thing we usually do. Protect the Ursa. They're the orc.
Oh,
And
see, that's not what we usually do.
that is not what we usually do.
Oh, right.
But-
Well, there are 4 captains, and there's Naz, there's Gortok, Spark, Tigan. There's
Banners.
a whole bunch of them.
Mhm. Cause
Look for the
mayhem.
most important looking ones.
Protect the orc tribe mercenary people.
Oh, I mean, they're not all orcs. Naz is one of
They
the
said
only
that you
orcs.
have a. You have like a whole cast. Didn't you say that you have
Oh.
a orc?
Oh, yes. I mean, well, there's Tegan, who is a noble from the Xantham Empire. There is a rogue warforged named Spark, and she's a tactician. And then there's Gortok Eidhart, who is a big man. What is that? Giant? No? Maybe? I don't know. What was the nearest race again? I actually forget.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Goliath.
She's Goliath.
Goliath. Yes, he is Goliath. He is in charge of morale.
Awesome.
Very motivating.
Well, okay. I don't think I needed all of that information, but sure thing. I'll look out for that particular group of people, and also the people with the flags with the bear on them. I assume they have a bear on them.
They do.
Great.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then usual mayhem tactics. Stalling.
You got it. I'll
Stop
find LaFay. I'll let her
Burn.
know.
Burn the bridge if needed.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Should we do that?
Last
in a way?
resort. Very last resort.
Burn the bridge. Okay.
Things
Oh,
get real
wow.
crazy.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've got to show some real helping the people.
Right. That's what we do.
That's what we do. Help people.
I have so many questions, Nimue.
We're
right.
unconventional.
I'm going out this door now.
Like,
I'll see you later. Good luck to you too.
I love Merlin so
Showing
much.
mayhem?
Mayhem. Chaos. Yes.
But yet, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Chaos.
Ooh, yeah, Merlin.
All right. So is that what's happening? You're seeking to follow the tracks and make straight for the mine. Let others deal with the impending invasion.
Yep, we're gonna boogie on down.
All right.
As awesome it
Boogie.
would be to be fighting on a bridge, but
It would be pretty
it's all good. Let's go find this fucking artifact.
No, I didn't. That's a good thing I didn't spend time preparing a bridge map or
Damn it!
designing a giant furnace that also happens to be highly defensible. No, no, go straight. No, it's fine. It's fine. Player agency is important. You guys should go straight for the mine. Or I should have situated the entire
Let me just tell
scenario
call
differently.
Ian real quick and tell him to bring his army behind this army. We'll pinch him.
army with another army on top of another army. Yeah. Are you?
I can tell them to
Okay.
designate themselves with a Z.
Are you reaching out to Eben?
No, I'm just kidding. I actually do that.
Okay.
Maybe you should. It sounds like everybody's bringing their like gang with.
I mean, I can't exactly bring a gang. My people kind of scatter.
Well, you gotta also think he would have to ride from Olgoose. He would head north out of Olgoose. No idea where he's at now, but it would be days before he could get here.
Just as a point of order, they were talking about reconvening in Lymadnum.
Oh.
That was where they said they intended to rendezvous.
So that mean they're gonna come in like oh god, what was that house? Whatever Littlefinger's house was in Game of Thrones at the Battle of Winterfell. When everything looks lost, they just
No.
ride
No.
in.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
How would you know it's gonna happen?
I will reach out to Eben.
The Ursa are all gonna die, just like Stannis.
Tech 2.
What side of the city was the army on? West or south?
Let me see. The big map is not very detailed, but it might at least give you a rough idea of like how things are arranged. So my modem is right there. And you can just barely kind of make out the river that runs through it. But basically, the army was camped on the north side of the river up here. The bridge crosses the river. Obviously, it runs right through the middle of the town. The furnace is on the south side of the river and kind of backs up against the mountains here, with a sort of like a narrow valley that leads off behind the furnace and deeper into the mountains where the mine is located.
So which side is the army on?
The Fey Queen's army is on the north side of the river.
Okay.
At least they were when you encountered them. Are you sending a message?
Yeah, I'm working out the wording right now. Almost
Kind
done.
of. I kind of figured that's what was going on.
It's probably gonna be a while before the Ursa actually show up, huh?
I would try to send a message to see if the Forgotten can do anything, but I don't have a bird right now. They haven't really sent that back yet.
Oh, your bird.
The bird that sent back before we even got to Olgus.
You sent that out before Olgoose?
Yeah, it was right after the bullets.
How does that thing even find you?
I don't know. Ask fucking any fantasy book how the bird finds the person.
I feel like homing pigeons go back to a place usually, like a specific place.
Yeah, well, this is a magpie. He's a little smarter, okay?
Oh, okay. It's a smart magpie.
Follows
He goes back to the field where the bullets are, looks around, picks up the trail, starts headed north, circles back around, heads to the south. That's why it takes so long.
By the time he gets me, she's gonna be like, "You dumb bitch! You made me come all this way."
Okay. Well, I'm still waiting to hear what Ryland's message is, but in the meantime, I will start moving you guys over.
There we go. I just shoved a couple words. And I also sent it to you in Discord so you can reread it. It's Ryland Nilo here. Sticky situation in the bottom. Sobel army here. Approach from north. Trying to get to dwarves. Ursa Legion en route. Help buy time.
Oh. I almost put Safine out. Rip. Okay. Let's see. You get a reply back as follows. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's good.
I just really hope we come back and we find the battle.
Okay, guys, don't worry. Even's coming. I just spoke to him.
Oh, okay.
He'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That is less okay, but okay.
He said,
I mean,
we gotta protect the artifact no matter what. So if we have to sacrifice vengeance, we have to be willing to do that.
I can make a distraction, but I ain't gonna die.
Gods, I really wish I could just stand by my men, but
And women.
resisting call to battle.
Discriminate
Resisting.
against Maz and yourself.
What's that?
Said men and women.
Well, yes, but shut up.
Are you guys ready to head out?
Yes.
Seek the
Tender.
mine? All right. As you step to the north of the furnace, then you see to the south of the furnace. You can follow the rail lines of the mine carts, which pass through gates in the south side of the wall, and lead deeper into a relatively, like I said, a relatively steep and well guarded gorge. It does seem like the furnace was strategically placed to keep anyone who they didn't really want to get to the gorge from having to deal with the defenses there first. And it takes some time as you walk. The wind at night begins to whip around you, blowing up a dusting of snow. However, as you head further, you can see that not only is the snow blowing up off the ground, but down off of the mountainsides, and seems to be falling from the sky as well, as winter is truly setting in upon this place. The mountain gorge begins to narrow, growing tighter and tighter, and you can see that the various mine tracks all sort of converge at what looks like a single large doorway in the side of a mountain. Perhaps it's not entirely what you expected to see. You think of a mine, and maybe you think of some main entrances leading into shafts and tunnels, but this strikes you as something older than that and far more elaborate. There are ancient, weathered looking mechanisms that lead up to the door, and on either side of it And as you begin to draw nearer and these various mechanisms begin to resolve themselves into shapes, you see a few elaborate looking towers. And you're trying to divine the purpose of these towers when suddenly there is a flash of light at the entrance to the mine and a concussion that rocks through the valley. And as you watch, two things happen simultaneously. The tower to the west, as well as another to the east, begin to crumble and fall, partially blocking the path. And simultaneously, a great circular slab of a door begins to rotate and roll into position, completely blocking the entrance to the mine.
What the fuck? Did
They just closed the door on us.
Right?
holy shit? They just shut the door in our faces.
As you draw a little nearer, this is what you take in.
Yep. No. I vote we still walk
No.
right up to the door.
No. We did not come this far for them to shut the door in our faces.
Well, let's just keep walking forward then. Maybe they can open it again.
Probably have to plead our case.
This has a puzzle written all over it, Anthony. I'm concerned.
We're not the smartest, man. Don't make this a hard puzzle. Make it like 2 + 2, man. Come on.
Oh, it does.
Just gonna go up and knock on the door. Rap it a couple times with my hand. Just
You go up to this massive metal door. Ryland, you've never seen construction like this. This is beyond anything you've encountered in the River Kingdoms. This is some gnome shit.
Sir, these
You
are
don't know.
dwarves.
You don't know exactly, but the gnomes do crazy shit like this, so you've heard. Is this a good one? Very soft. I can't really hear it. I guess it doesn't matter too much. I think it'll kick in. Yeah, it's a big door. You knock on it, but you don't hear any response.
Hey, yo, Ryland, use that chick's name that told us to come here. The queen chick.
it wasn't a queen who told us to come. It was Nordraga.
Huh.
She's part of the clan. She's not the queen of it.
Okay, what? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there, man.
Well, wait. It didn't just close out of nowhere. Somebody must have known we were coming, yes?
No, we were coming. That's a good one.
I,
You can always find
I
humor
ca-
in these situations, Cat. I appreciate it.
oh
What's
my
gonna
men
make
are
you a
going
great
to die.
leader?
Oh, my men are going to die.
What kind of look around and see if there's any nice, like, switches or anything that might provide power to a door like that.
Power. Yeah.
Or magical arcane link.
Yeah, something. I mean, you literally just saw those towers collapse around the thing. As you look back, you can see that there seems to be some sort of let's call it lightning magic that is sparking and arcing off of this one here.
Yeah, that's a very big tower. I don't think we can move that back ourselves.
Well, I can't even pick up a metal bar, so that one might be out of my expertise.
Yeah. Hey, Cat, you that strong?
That is a good question. How much can I bench? I think this is more of a deadlift. I may. You could quantify my strength as a 18.
Oh, so you... Okay.
But no, I don't think I can deadlift that whole thing. But obviously, this is some sort of mechanism, yes? So maybe we should look for the gears. Maybe there's some way we can turn them.
Like these gears over here?
Yes, very astute. Unless, Zechik, have you seen anything like this before? You're rather well read.
I don't know. What are we trying to do?
I'm trying to find a way to
Get the wheel to open up.
Yeah.
Why don't we just make a hole in it?
That is a good point. We could just try that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you
Or else we can try to solve this puzzle if you guys want. But...
I mean, if you know how to make a hole in that 7, go for it.
I mean, you're literally the metal mage. Like,
True.
I'm ready to see this. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Metal bin for us.
Yeah.
On top. I mean, how much does it look like those towers weigh?
I mean, they're pretty big towers. There's different size chunks of them, but you know, this one's like 15 feet long, like 7 or 8 feet wide. This one down here is far larger, even.
Where's the fiend to throw an enormous object at the door?
I could lift it. Also, where the hell did that what was it? Some sort of flash? It just brought down the towers as we were walking up? That seems awfully convenient.
Then
Hey,
it's probably triggered some kind of trap.
I was in the back.
What does it look like the door is made out of?
It's made out of metal. Good news for you. It looks very, very large and solid and very old to your eyes, Vengeance. Or 7, sorry.
What did I have to do with this?
Yeah, we're just gonna do steal it.
I don't think it'll fit in my pocket. Just saying.
I mean, so are we? Do you want to? You guys want to try to get through, or just, try to solve the puzzle? What do you guys want to try to do?
I mean, 7. If you can just rip the door open, go for it. Saves us time.
I mean, if you want to try, I'm sure you can do it, Zaychik.
We're kind of racing against the clock a little bit here.
Yeah, we
Yes,
got-
I'd rather.
we got like 10 minutes here.
In the ground.
We got hours.
All right. Does 7 think this door is less than 5 feet thick?
Ooh,
Because 5 feet's pretty thick.
5 feet is pretty thick. It's a pretty big door. Let's see. I mean, you did get a brief view of the door, like, rolling into place and closing over it as you were advancing.
Just for reference here, Anthony, the blast doors for thermonuclear blast doors in Cheyenne Mountain are 3.5 feet thick.
Okay, that's fair. Good
And
to
they
know.
each weigh 23
Literally.
tons.
Literally, a guy used to work for NORAD, Anthony.
Right. 7, why don't you give me an investigation check to try and figure it out. You got a little bit of a look, but if you look around here at the other mechanisms, maybe you can infer something. Why don't the rest of you give me perception checks while
I think Sam figured it out.
Oh, did he? Let's take a look.
It's a bad day. I'm rolling lower than Patrick on everything.
I know, it's horrible for you, ain't it?
See. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, vengeance. Or oh God, why am I doing this? 7. You look around a little bit. You look at this door. You just kind of see that there's a track there, and you're trying to think about, all right, well, like, how would all of this fit together? And you're feeling pretty confident in your assessment that it's 5 feet would be the absolute maximum. That would be an absurdly thick door to be more than 5 feet. I mean, yeah, you've heard of incredible fortifications intended to withstand impossibly devastating weapons, and they don't have doors that are 5 feet thick or more. So, yeah, you feel pretty good about that. Vengeance and Nimue both spy movement on the ridge above the door.
Oh, I'm gonna call out to them. Hey, whoa! I see you up there. We're friendly.
Seven's just focused on the door, and he pulls out Thorn and does like a Jedi cut of a door in door shape into this mineral thing.
Very nice. You begin to cut through the door. It only takes an action, right? So you can do it in just a few seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Thorn just begins to eat right through the door. I'm trying to imagine, what does that look like? Is that like a
I mean, it's like metal magic, so I guess like, Thorn, maybe it glows a little, but like, as he holds it out, just traces, it's almost like the metal just like parts for it. It's just like a sympathy kind of thing. Like the metal's just like, Thorn's like on my way, and the metal's like, all right, sure.
I like that.
He's Metal Moses over here.
I like the idea that the blade doesn't even like touch the metal. It's just
Right.
as the blade would touch the metal, it just starts parting and like being riven apart to create an opening. Vengeance, you called out to what you saw above the ridge, and you don't hear any response. But the moment that 7 has the door open, you see figures leaping up from where they were taking cover and training longbows on him. Since you spotted them in spite of their quite high stealth, we're going to have an initiative roll, and they do not have surprise.
Shit. Oof! Fuck, I forgot to click me again. Anthony, you can make a spot for me. Mine's 27.2.
27.2. Just need a decent little whole graphic.
What did you guys do?
First of all, it's what 7 did, because they saw 7.
This'll have to work. Not the best. Doesn't really represent what 7 just did, but at least it's on the map.
Close enough.
Hey, wow.
It's pretty good.
Not good enough. No, it's fine. It's fine. And let's see. You can add vengeance to the turn order. Just right click on the token and then hit add turn, and then adjust the numbers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Notepad.
I don't have an option to do that. Actually, right clicking on my token.
Really? You can't add turn on your token?
I don't see an option to.
Oh, well, maybe I'm wrong.
No, Anthony.
Let's.
It's probably me. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty stupid.
No, it's fine. It's probably. I might be wrong about what sort of permissions players have. Vengeance just killed him. 7. Oh my God, 7 killed himself. I don't know why I'm mixing the two up right now.
Devin, why are you dead?
I'm just playing with the icons. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me add you. Add turn. What did you say you got?
27.2.
27.2?
Mm-hmm.
What? I just added you. Why aren't you? Add turn. Oh, I didn't add you. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and reveal these 3 figures since they have popped up. They have not been able to remain in stealth.
That bitch.
Oh boy.
Oh, Agatha. I remember her.
Vengeance.
Oh.
You are the first to act.
I am gonna pull my bow out. Fuck. How far away are they?
They're
Oh,
within
that's a good
100 range.
question. The elevation here is probably pretty high, high enough that it actually starts to matter. 10, 20, 35, sorry, call that. Let's call them about 45 feet up. Or sorry, 15, 30. Yeah, I can do math.
Don't touch Agatha.
Yeah,
No
I guess
promises.
they're. I guess on at the top of the door, it's probably. Actually, this should be easy. How wide is the door? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60.
Holy
Oh,
shit, that's 60 feet.
Okay, they're about 60 feet up. That's a hell of a height advantage that they've got on you. Plus they're all the way up there. So
All right. So I'm gonna move up and then pull my bow out and shoot at the nearest bitch.
No, damn it.
I'm gonna assume a 28 hits.
shooting at the nearest bitch,
This one.
so called. Yeah, 25 hits her.
They're roughly 84 feet away from you.
Is that and then
So 9 points of piercing damage, 22 of sneak. That's pretty nasty.
surprise, bitch.
All right, that is a total of 31 points of damage. Ow. Devastating shot right off the bat. Yeah, she staggers back from the force of that blow, arrows sticking out of her chest. Ryland.
just putting his hands up in the air and thaumaturgy to increase his voice 3 times as loud as normal. He's just gonna say, please don't attack. We spoke to Nordraga. She told us to find the matriarch of the Torgan clan to come help. You can shoot him. He's stupid. But I speak for everyone else. I speak for everyone else here. We don't want to fight. We're trying to just get down to the bottom of this.
I was trying to save Seven's life, okay? There's 3 archers, come on!
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh shit! Right, you weren't there, so you don't know that these guys aren't dwarves.
The one that's right up in the middle kind of steps right up to the edge, gets a good look down at 7, and takes aim. Now you guys are gonna see what happens when I start homebrewing everything. It's not great.
If I would have known that, I would have done something different, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's reasonable that Rylan would make that assumption. Maybe they are the dwarves. Just with giant longbows. This one, because they're such a crack shot, is going to take their first shot at 7 with advantage. It's a 27 to hit 7.
I'll shield.
All right.
Oh no! Wait! Hold on. Am I even? No. I'll take it. It's fine. I'll take it.
You'll take it. All right. You're gonna take some normal damage from the bow. And then you are going to take some extra damage because he's attacking with advantage, triggering a little sneak attack feature. Not too much. Just 4d6, which happens to come out to 30 points of damage. Pretty good rolls. And then the bastard is so quick on the draw that he's going to take a second shot. This one is not at advantage. It's only a 13 to hit this time, as he was a little too quick and didn't line up the shot well. It just bounces off of the metal at your feet. And then he is going to retreat back and kind of duck down, going prone and giving himself a lot of cover from up at that elevated position. And it's your turn, 7.
Seven's arm is probably very bloodied or something. I don't know. I probably took a good shot there. So he grunts and pulls the arrow out. Just looks up and just shakes his head and says, "Idiots," and then just walks through the door.
All right. Just walks in. It's fine. You can leave them out here.
Well, I'm assuming everybody else is going to follow me. Why would we sit here? Why would we sit here and get shot at?
No, that's a good question. The one that Vengeance shot at is going to return the favor. How far in do you step before we go?
I don't know. What do I see when I pass through? Is it like a cavernous space, or is it a hallway, or
it's pretty cavernous at the entrance, at least.
I don't know. Do I see any immediate threats within 60 feet?
No, but you probably make out just a little bit of glowing light that seems to be retreating down a corridor at the far end of this room. Let's say this big open tunnel that's like right behind the door. It runs for maybe about 50 feet, And then it starts to narrow. You can see a couple of like mine shafts that lead off of this big central chamber, but they look pretty old and disused, and it's clear that there's one main one at the back that these tracks run down.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna step to the side, and Seven's gonna attempt to kind of hide in the shadows. He's gonna take a hide action.
Waiting in the shadows. The next one up rises through the snow and the darkness. Some of you might recognize the face of Agatha, who you encountered coming back from a hunt. But now the Ochotnik is hunting you. She looks down at Vengeance, seems to be mildly impressed with that shot.
Sup, little bitch?
And is going to fire one of her own back at him. Her first attack is at advantage. But it's only a 12 to hit. She'll take a second one. Just a straight shot, and it's a 13. All right. It seems like you really must have hit her, I don't know, something in her shoulder joint or something. She can't get a good draw. And
real expert archer, aren't you?
She's going to back off a little and also go prone. The next one up is going to step forward, take aim at good old Ryland. Longbow in hand.
Literally being so passive.
I try to be nice.
And as a matter of fact, this one will say something in Startle, which Ekaterina hears as, they're working with the dwarves, kill them all! Since Ryland so helpfully informed them.
Ryland!
Alright. First shot on Ryland, advantage. Boom, 21 to hit you. Hits. Triggers the sneak attack. Nine points of normal damage, and then an additional 17. Ooh, those sneak attack rolls are coming in strong. Total of 26, and the second shot is just a normal shot. Still a 21 to hit, dealing an additional 10 points of damage. Nimue.
Nimue thinks Seven's pretty smart, especially since they're all trying to hide in the snow. So she's gonna follow him. And she's just gonna be like, I don't know what's going on, but we don't have the time to fight these guys. Thought about trying to say something more profound, but they seem like bitches, so...
Alright, Nimue heads in, finds Seven lurking in the shadows just a couple feet away.
I think I will lurk as well.
Alright.
Bunker down.
Lurk. Cat?
I really want to fight these guys, but there's literally no way I can do so. So Cat is just going to call out, Agatha! Agatha! It's your friend, Cat! You're a bitch! And she's going to sprint for the entrance, and I don't actually think I have enough movement to make it all the way in.
I don't think you do either.
Action dash.
That is with a dash.
I know. You should action surge now.
Yeah.
I should.
Bad idea.
I should.
I can help. Don't worry.
Okay, because I'm about to hit fucking 3 arrows if if they all have this shit.
Oh, this one, I forgot this one backs off and goes prone. There.
I'm going to hold my turn till after Ryland.
Okay. Ryland.
I'm running.
I will let you drop down an initiative to act after Ryland.
Okay.
That'll roll that hasn't come up for a while, but yeah, that's a thing that I allow.
25. Gives me 40. Okay, so I'm gonna action dash. Is it an action to drag?
Oh, that's what you're doing?
Well, I was
You're
just
you're gonna
curious.
drag her?
I'm just
Why are you? Oh,
It's an
yeah.
it's an action to grapple someone.
Okay, well then,
Why,
just-
why are you trying to grapple me?
get you in the hole.
Oh yeah, I guess Katz just has her arms up and she's just mocking Agatha the entire time.
As I run by, I'll give Cat a little sanctuary.
Okay.
Make my way in. Come on.
That
Alright.
Caitlin, but they have to hit me first.
Vengeance?
I'm gonna move a little closer, but stay behind cover with this and just have my bow ready for someone to pop up to keep Cat safe till she's in.
Vengeance, get in the hole.
There's 60
Okay.
feet like above you. You're not getting any cover from that thing.
Yeah, you're not getting covered from
True.
that angle.
Fine, I'll just stand right there. Either way, I'm still gonna have the bow ready.
Alright,
Get into the hole.
Fuck off!
They're ready.
You're not in the hole yet.
Wait, was there a reason you had sneak attack damage on that first short bow attack?
Yes.
Is it because you have that on targets that are...
As long as no enemies within 5 feet of me, I get it.
Against a creature, if you were within 5 feet of it.
Read the next part. It says, if no one's within 5 feet of me.
You can give yourself a bonus to it.
It's an and, not an or. The idea with Rakish Audacity is supposed to be for like swashbuckler dueling, right? Like you're in a one-on-one, mano a mano duel with this thing. It's not meant for bow attacks.
He has the ability to sacrifice his movement for the turn in order to gain advantage on the attack, though, which would give him.
He does.
I do. Yeah.
That's like an optional feature, and I think you can't move if you do that.
Right.
Right?
That is true.
Well, if I can't move, then I'm go right back here and stand here.
What?
No, I mean I think you can give yourself advantage, but you can't. I don't know. I'm not going to guess at the rules. I forget.
It's called steady aim, and if you don't take any movement, you can give yourself advantage on an attack roll. Your first attack roll, I think, specifically.
Oh, it's on your next attack roll on the current
Your next
turn.
attack roll.
On the current turn, though. Okay. So I mean that would have worked out for last round then. Did you move? Last round?
No.
I don't think
I was
you
right
did.
here.
Yeah, so you're able to move this round.
Advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn. So here's the trick with steady aim. It won't do anything if you don't use it on your turn. Once it moves in initiative to somebody else, steady aim stops functioning. So it only works if you actively take a shot on your turn.
So if I say I'm not moving and just taking the waiting for them to pop up, that doesn't keep it there?
Correct, because technically what you're doing is readying an action to shoot, and then you don't use the reaction to fire until it's somebody else's turn. So steady aim doesn't proc in that circumstance.
That seems like that's written wrong, but okay.
There's a lot of stuff that only happens on your turn and doesn't trigger on things that occur off of your turn.
Well, I'm still standing here.
All right. Still
Why?
waiting to take the shot. Okay.
Yep.
All right. He's planted his feet. He's made his choice, and no amount of reason can sway him. The dude is gonna pop up. Step up, pop up. Please stand.
I can't even see. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's this one up here.
I couldn't even see what the roll was because it didn't pop up for me at first.
Well, that's a short sword roll, but I'm assuming you're not throwing your sword.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong one. My bad.
It's all right.
It's okay,
Same
all
thing.
three of his weapons are very confusing.
It's this. Is it the same attack roll?
Yeah, it's all +9.
Okay, that's a hit.
And no sneak attack?
No sneak attack, no.
Did that roll it as fuck? Motherfucker, I hit
the
the
short bow.
I hit the damage, not that. I don't know why I did it like that again.
9 points of piercing. All right, you put an arrow into this guy. It's a little more grazing than that first shot you took, but you still show him what's what. Maybe draw his attention. Let's see. Cat, who's about to run inside, or Vengeance, who's taking pot shots at the archers.
Well, Anthony, you can try to attack Cat, but if else, you can just switch it to Vengeance.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Either it's a win or it's a win.
Yep.
Why are you giving him options here?
This is great. I like this.
You're the one that
They're gonna.
chose
Because you're staying outside.
These guys are gonna make.
Make sure the homies are Gucci.
They would have been Gucci, but now you're the. If they fail to save, they don't lose their attack. They're just gonna attack you
Didn't
now.
fail to save.
Hit me with it.
Let's see the longbow attack. These guys are hardened master hunters of all kinds of prey, including cats, but it's only a 17 to hit cat.
That's a miss.
That will glance off of your armor, making an awful screeching sound as the arrow point is turned. Next shot will have to necessitate another wisdom save. This one fails, and so it has to go against a new target. Target's Vengeance, no longer at advantage. Just a straight shot, and a 10 is not going to be anywhere close. You could see that he was like struggling. He was trying to line up the shot on Cat, just couldn't will himself to do it, so he had to fire off somewhere else.
I thought the occultnik were supposed to be expert hunters.
Oh.
7, just chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
I assume that's a yes.
I think he stepped away.
Oh, then he's definitely chilling. Agatha is gonna stand up.
Oh, Agatha.
Gonna take a step. Sneer down at Katarina. You are no true daughter of the realm. But that's not enough. Gonna have to take her first shot against Vengeance. Advantage shot. 25 to hit Vengeance.
Oh, that hits.
That is gonna be 12
Vengeance,
points
these
of
are-
piercing damage plus.
Why is that at advantage is my question.
Because they have a feature.
Ah, very well.
Who's like, they moved.
18 points of sneak attack damage.
Okay, that hurt. That hurt a little bit. That hurt a little bit.
Yeah. That's a total of 30 points of damage.
Hurt a little bit. Hurt a little bit.
Hey, Vengeance, maybe you should get the fuck inside.
Yeah. before you-
She's gonna take a second shot at Cat, or at least try to. This time manages to muster the energy. Unfortunately, it's not the advantage shot. There's not gonna be any sneak attacking on that, and it's just a 13, which will again glance off of her armor.
Cat just looks disappointed.
But please tell me it's tearing her jacket a little bit every time.
I swear to God.
Those guys
Cat's
are
jackets never survive any of these fucking battles.
prone again. No, I'm not just gonna have that happen randomly. It's just when circumstances specifically dictate that her clothes are getting ripped.
Translation of that is when it's really funny.
Well, the crit cards seem to make it happen at least
Yeah.
a couple of times. All right,
That's a good point.
number 3 is up, and number 3 is going to, again, they're really trying to potentially stop Cat before she gets inside, but it's not. No, that one.
Oh my
that's
God.
a good one.
Wow.
All right. Here it comes. First shot. Line it up. They are crack shots, and it's a 26.
Ooh,
hit.
that's a hit.
Cat. Gonna land a lot of damage on you.
Oof, let's do it. Let's do
Watch
it.
it be all net ones. That'd be great.
7 points of piercing. That's pretty low to start. That's a 2 on the die. And another. Wow, it was very low. Only 17 points of damage on that shot.
All right, right on.
And a second shot, which of course is a miss.
Miss.
Actually, well, it doesn't matter who it was against, but technically it was also against Cat. Nimue is inside. Are you just hanging out there?
What if I like wander a little? What is in here?
It's very dark. You can see what look like abandoned, turned over mine carts. You see a couple of shafts that lead off of this large central tunnel. But you immediately get the sense that they've been abandoned for some time. You can kind of see that there's some like tumbled down rocks around them and some debris that's kind of partially blocking them up. It's clear that the main shaft is where the tracks lead, which is straight back about 50 feet into this chamber, and the back of it begins to narrow towards a smaller sort of tunnel, perhaps a network of tunnels as you go.
I'm gonna call through the hole. Okay, Vinny-san, come on, let's go! Let's go into the hole! I'm going to look down the central shaft just in case.
Okay.
Just
You can spy a glimmer of light down there. It looks like torchlight that is fading away, as if someone were retreating deeper into the tunnels.
good. What I'm gonna do.
Is it Cat's turn?
It is Cat's turn. Well, unless Nimue, you're just looking around.
Yeah, looking around
Okay.
and just guarding that one thing. It's good they're retreating.
Okay.
Okay.
Cat going in.
Oh, I have enough movement to get in. I just want to do one more thing. I'm gonna look up. Can I see, Agata up there?
They're pretty. I mean, they're pretty well behind cover up on that cliff ledge, but you know where they are roughly.
Disadvantage, you think?
What are you trying to attack?
She's just gonna reach into her bag and grab that little crystallized grace, and she's gonna run it along her sword.
Ooh.
Hey, Agatha! And she's going to swing twice, launching these like blasts of energy right up.
Okay.
Maybe not at her, but maybe right under her feet, like under where she is.
It is going to be. Well, you're not trying to target her.
I'm trying to target anything around her, or like, yeah, I'm trying to target her. But if it hits the snow where she is at, I'm happy with that.
Okay, then in that case, it's going to be tough because she's prone, which means the attack is at disadvantage, and she's up high with a ledge, meaning that she's got cover. So
Oh, true.
cover and disadvantage. But go ahead and take the shot. You might score it.
I might score it. I don't know. This is more of just me. Cat's just mocking her
Right.
as she's
Go for
walking away. So here's 2, and another. Oh,
Yeah, nope, that's bad. Grace Blast. The 12 will just piff off of the side of the rocky ledge there, cause a little bit of it to kind of crumble and fall down. The second one is a little worse. Where are my crit cards?
swear to God, if it impedes my movement, I'm actually gonna flip the fuck out.
Is that going to be the thing that finally turns you against this deck?
Maybe, but I'll be deserving of it, so it's okay. I knew I shouldn't have done this, but I wanted to do it anyway.
Ooh, well, this is a weird one.
Could say I have a vengeance moment.
I think it still.
Wow.
I think it still kind of works. You're drawing a blank. I need you to give me a DC 14 saving throw with your spellcasting ability.
I have a spellcasting ability?
No.
I forget. Does that
Oh.
ability, does that item
Let's-
tell you you're using a specific score, or does it just give you
I think it-
a bonus to hit?
I think it does. Oh, one moment. Let me try and find it.
Just look
It's
it up real quick.
weird. And
Crystallized
things
Grace.
won't open for me now.
No, it just gives a DC. Okay, so you know what? It's with the items, so you can use what the item's bonus would be.
Okay. So +8.
Well,
is it a +8?
No. It would
It's
be...
technically +3 because you spellcasting bonuses is 12 plus your modifier.
Spellcasting bonuses 12 plus my modifier.
Right, isn't it? Or is it 13 plus your modifier?
You're well, no, it's, you mean like, see this one.
Are you looking at spell attack, or are you looking for your spell modifier? So like your modifier would be your casting ability, right? So like so like the best thing is like the save DC. If it's 15, then that's like 12 plus, because I have like a 17. I have like 5 intelligence, right? So it's 12 plus my intelligence.
But the reason it's 12 is because of your proficiency bonus. It actually starts at 8, and then you add your proficiency, and then you add your ability score.
Right.
But in this case, it's just an item, which is a little weird. You know what, Kat? You can pick your highest mental score and just roll whatever that ability modifier is.
All right. Okay. It's just mental score. Does that include charisma?
Yes, that includes charisma.
All right, then I'm just gonna roll charisma. Let's see what happens.
This crit card and this homebrewed magic item are not lining up with each other.
Oh, okay, cool. That's super cool.
That's okay.
No.
You lose momentarily. You do so poorly with this thing, this attack, that you momentarily disrupt your attunement to it just a little bit, and you can no longer cast the Eldritch Blast cantrip through it until you take a short rest and get yourself realigned with it.
I see this as an absolute win, and she's gonna run back in. She's gonna run into the door.
She goes inside. No,
and she's just gonna keep running, and she doesn't, because she's probably not gonna look around and be like, "Hello, where are you?" And she's gonna keep running down the tunnel.
All right,
and that'll be the rest of my turn.
Okay, Ryland, and I assume Ryland, are you just hanging out inside?
Yeah, I'm just looking around, seeing if
You're muted.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of looking around, but I'm also going to cast light on the tip of my staff.
All right, get yourself some light in there. Probably a good idea. I think we can risk a little more light. You light up the mine, and then 10 million screaming goblins come streaming down from the ceiling.
I just imagine I go to run in, everyone, run out!
No, it's more of those ambushers. That'd be my nightmare.
Oh god, those things, yeah. All right, yeah, you're looking around, you have a pretty good view inside here, and it is Vengeance.
Okay, just to clarify, cunning to action allows me to fucking use dash after I attack, right?
Yeah.
As a bonus action.
Cool. As I get here, I'll just pop one more shot at her, because fuck her.
All right. Yeah, she's hunkered down. It's at disadvantage. 14 is gonna miss. It's gonna plunk and hit some snow and send it tumbling down.
And woo!
And in
Inside
you
I
go.
go.
All right, you're in.
Oh, one more thing Kat's gonna do. As she's running in, she's gonna poke her head back out and be like, "Agatha, my darling, we will dance again." And she runs back into the door.
Okay.
Just imagine with that 30 damage, I have like an arrow in like my stomach or something. Cause fuck.
Yeah, it's probably pretty bad. These, they didn't score all of their hits, but when they did hit, They are no slouches with those things.
Yeah, whenever everyone gets in, I'm just gonna run around and get everyone with the bomb piece to do.
You can move up to your speed with help. Okay, so you
12 points of healing.
You quickly dole out 12 points of healing to everyone who needs it. And then what are you guys doing?
Well, should we silk the hole on our side? Should we find a way to block off the hole so we don't get trapped in here, or should we just make our way down?
Oh, maybe it would be not such a good idea to leave a back door for the archers to shoot us on our asses.
Can move a minecart.
Yeah, if you guys want to block up the door, I can use my eyeball thing to scout so that we don't just run into stuff. If you want.
That's a good idea. Let us do that.
Okay, so you guys are just like kind of standing in this large middle chamber, and let oh my god, why? Let Seven begin arcane eyeing.
I'm sorry, it's I'm invoking Disco to cast Farsight. Anthony.
Farsight, yes. I'm sorry. That is my mistake.
I don't know what that arcane eye shit is.
Okay. And how far in do you go when you do this? Do you just hang out?
I have like an hour. I'm gonna map this whole damn tunnel system if I can.
Okay.
Oh, you mean how far in do we go? Yeah. I assume we're hanging out by the front, and while they're gonna block up the hole with some carts or whatever.
Block up the hole with some carts. Okay. There are some discarded, turned over mine carts around, as I said. You guys are trying to grab a hold of one and like fill the entrance.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Kat is also going to find a piece of parchment and draw a smiley winky face, and then like for Agatha, and then stick it on the front as she closes it up.
Okay, you're mucking around with some parchment, and it's while Kat's pulling out parchment and ink and quill and writing a little message of sticking it to them. Who's trying to get a cart pulled in front of the door?
I'll help. 'Cause I'm super strong.
I will help once Kat is done writing the note because she's the muscle.
I'm pulling an arrow out of Viddy's sign.
You got this. I believe in you. Yes. I'm trying to get the winky face. Very good.
Isn't it dark in here? How can you see?
Rylan cast light.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes, idiot.
So to be clear, is anyone moving to block up the door while Kat is writing a message, or is you just waiting on her because she's the one with all the muscles?
I'm gonna start trying.
All right, give me an athletics check, Ryland.
Perfect.
Oof.
Very nicely done. Kat, you are you're writing a little message. You're trying to get it just right, with the right amount of cheekiness. And meanwhile, Ryland, you rush over to the nearest cart, begin dragging and hauling on it as hard as you can, and you begin pushing it right up to the hole in the door. And Kat, you like stick this piece of parchment on the front of it. Just as you do, an arrow comes flying, punctures through the parchment, sticking it to the minecart, and Ryland shoves it up the last couple inches and blocks up the doorway.
That was a good little bit of entertainment. What do you think?
I just don't want to hear another word from Vengeance about me being weak now. Mister, I got an arrow on my arm.
Yes, I think that was very impressive, Ryland. I don't. Something you should do some strength training.
I really
All right.
just like to focus more on core.
The minecart
On
is
core, like
blocking.
a spiritual core.
Both.
I think we need to put more than one cart in the door, because if Riley can move it himself, 3 of them could probably move it. So let's put 1 or 2 more here.
Wait.
All right, you get to
Fine.
work trying to enforce the barricade a little bit. The urgency is off a little since you've at least got 1 up to block line of sight. But it's clear that they're still out there. So a few more minecarts dragged over some other debris, and you try to brace up this opening as best you can, buying yourselves, and especially Seven, the time to send his eye forward.
If he's taking like that whole hour to map out this place, I'm resting on the ground after I move that cart.
Okay.
He has 1 good action.
Man, I guess I'll rest a bit too.
All right, you guys plunk down.
I'll wait till you tell us we actually get full rest and roll though.
I'll wait till you tell us we actually fully secure that before I rest.
That's fine. Fine.
All right. Let's see. So, Seven, you are scouting forward. You send the eye to the back of this the main entrance shaft here, and follow along the tracks, and eventually you see that there's like this narrow tunnel. It runs for maybe about 30 feet or so before it begins to split. You see one branch that forks off to the left, and then a little bit further on, a branch that forks off to the right. So altogether you see 3 paths ahead of you.
What? Center, left, and right? That's what you're saying?
That's what you see.
It's just gonna follow whichever one looks most recently used. Like, if there's like any sign of wear to the tracks, or how dusty they are, or anything that, you know, he's looking for one that the carts have come down most recently or something.
Okay. Give me a quick perception check. Just as a reminder for myself, does the eye have dark vision? I think it does, right?
Yeah, 30 feet of dark vision.
Okay. So, yeah, you're definitely beyond the range of Ryland's light, but you have some dark vision, so you can take a peek around. There we go. And it's a natural 20. It looks like this area, that's a night vision, 30 feet, right? 30 feet. And this place is dynamically lit. Floor mode on, do I? Yes. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you look really carefully. And you can see that honestly, it looks like all 3 paths have seen relatively recent use. But with that natural 20, you can spy once again just a little bit of light retreating at the very edge of just before it kind of disappears around a corner, and it seems to be coming from the tunnel to the left.
Well, guess that seems like a clue, so heading left it is.
left it is. All right. Hopefully this will work. If I do this right, I think I'm going to take you all to this map, but only 7 will be able to see. Right over here. Can you see through that thing? Apparently
Yep.
so. All right. You can see that the mine tracks continue over a little rushing stream, and that there's signs of sort of debris here. Again, turned over mine carts, as if someone had discarded these on the sides of the track. And when you progress far enough, you can see that somebody left a lantern glowing on the ground here. I need good cave music. Cistern?
Some chanting Latin would do.
No. God, no.
Oh, tabletop audio. Okay.
7 will be in a low voice describing out loud what he's seeing through the eye as it travels, if anyone cares to listen. But there's a lantern, there's some mine carts, there is a little bridge which the rails run over some kind of water.
I guess since Kat already apparently has parchment and paper out, she will start to sketch a little rudimentary map.
Nice.
Yeah, the rails curve to the right, so I'm gonna. It's like a 30-degree curve. And then not seeing much there. Continuing on. Looks like there's more water and another bridge. But it's heading kind of due east. Continuing down the bridge. Staying to the rails, even though there are like side passages with looks like water. Looks like a little waterfall. Maybe the water goes down. And I don't know, is this a beam, Anthony, or a door?
Yeah, you see some cross beams that are kind of stabilizing the tunnel here. And to be clear, these tunnels that you've come into now are fairly wide, 10 feet at a minimum, some of them more like 15, 20, so it's pretty sizable. You also begin to notice that some of the rocky surfaces here have a very, very faint purplish, wouldn't even call it a glow, but a haze about them, almost like glow in the dark, where it's not really illuminating a whole lot, but it just has a faint amount of luminance itself.
Okay, he mentions that. And continue slowly down the path. It looks like it narrows significantly. There's a very narrow crevice. It looks like the rail is broken, but the eye only needs a small space to fit through. And he sees a creature.
Yeah. As you come through that crevice, you can notice a couple of things. First of all, you get the sense that the crevice wasn't always that small. It looks like somebody has very deliberately collapsed in the wall on one side partially to make it much tighter, and in the process also sort of dismantled the rails that ran through there. And you can see that as you come out the other side, the entrance is being watched. There is a dwarf there looking a little ragged and very tired. He's sort of sitting on an old rail tie that's there, and he's got his eyes on the little passage that you just came through. Obviously, your arcane eye is invisible, and he does not seem to see it. But as you look at this dwarf, and the dwarf stares unseeing right through you, that is where we are going to wrap things up for the day. I know it's tempting. There's much more there to see, but we'll have to get to it next week.